This is for the ones who were raised on gasoline dreams, for the lug nuts holding tight to the wild red line scenes, for the families that drivers, the wrench turning crews, for the chrome, the smoke, and the ones who refuse to lose. Where horsepower meets heart, yeah, that's who we are. We're a culture, we're a brotherhood, we are rolling motor fire. Bill Nye Ballard, that's a creed written deep in our veins. We turn busted cars into legends and rust into fame. From late night garage grind to race day stadium roars, every scar on our knuckles unlocked 1,000 doors. We don't back down, we don't break, we don't fold. Every ride we build tells a story worth gold. This is for the ones who were raised on gasoline trains, for the lug nuts holding tight to the wild red line scenes, for the families, the drivers, the wrench turning crews, for the chrome, the smoke, and the ones who refuse to lose. Where horsepower meets heart, yeah, that's who we are. We're a culture, we're a brotherhood, we are rolling motor fire. Here's to the nights when the world said slow down, but the engine said no when we stood our ground. To the ones who grew up rich and when the rest took the easy way, we found our path in the piston noise and we'll ride it every day. Pedal to the metal, this is where we belong. Cars, trucks, monster trucks, loud and strong. Passion, pride, lug nuts, side by side. If you love what you drive, then ride, ride, ride. This is for the legends that started in dusty garages, for the kids who chase dreams through the scars and collages, for the racers who gave everything without fail, and the fans who stand proud when the engines wail. Where horsepower meets heart, yeah, this ain't a phase. It's our passion, our culture, and we'll live it to the grave. Pedal to the metal, forever in our veins. So look out, we're only getting louder from here. Nothing built strong was ever built out of fear. The road is wide open and the fire won't slow, because this isn't a hobby, this is the only life we know. Pedal down, heads high, we're not done. Pedal down, heads high, pedal down. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pedal to the Metal, the podcast where horsepower meets heart. From the shine of collector cars to the roar of race cars and the thunder of monster trucks, we've got it all. So buckle up your seatbelt, turn on the gas, and grab your favorite brew, 'cause the ride starts now. And now, here's your host, Roller.
Hey, what's going on, lug nuts? How y'all doing out there? How you doing? Say hi to your mother for me. Say hi to your mother. Hey, good to see ya. Good to see ya. Look at there. There's the triplets in front, man. How you guys doing? Whoa. Man, you guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. Another sold-out crowd tonight in the studio. Full up, man. You guys are the best. All right, we got a lot of things to cover before we get on with the show and with Taylor tonight. But we're going to be talking about a bunch of things. So let's just calm it down here. Let's just calm it down. I tell you what, waiter, drinks for the house. I'll sign the ticket, okay? Yeah, just put it on my tab. Yeah, guaranteed, man, guaranteed. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Hello, Mr. B.J. Johnson in the house, my brother from another mother. Yes, sir, guaranteed, man. And he's going to be on the 25th, man. We're going to be talking about Monster Jam. We're going to be talking about the days of Barefoot and California Kid and you name it. We're going to be talking, man. That's what we do. We talk. That's what it's all about, baby. That's what it's all about, man. But, hey, guys, I'll tell you what. Thank you for tuning in. Hello to everybody, man. I tried to catch you as we were on there. While the songs were playing and stuff, but guys, that theme song, man, Gasoline Dreams, dang, that'll fire up a dead man. I'll guarantee you that right now, man. It makes me, I was kind of just dragging a little bit. I told Mrs. Roller, I said, man, I'm gonna go down and do my show. She goes, well, you seem a little down or something. I said, well, I'm not down, I'm just tired, you know. And she's like, well, you'll be all right. And man, I tell you what, the minute that old theme song come on, look out, man. Roller's in action right now. Roller's in action, baby. Yeah, guaranteed. Tonight we got Taylor Dulaney on from the Monster X Tour, guys. I met Taylor probably 5 years ago at a show in Pueblo. I'd heard about him, throughout my career and stuff like that, but we never really met. And I got to do my first show in my hometown. And, you come into a building and here's a guy and he's working his butt off for building a track and stuff. And he comes up and he introduces himself and he says, I got the mics all set up. I've done a mic sound check. And I'm like, huh? What do you mean? What are you talking about? He's like, well, I'm going to do some co-announcing with you, And helicopter, Jennifer Fagan in the house. What's up, baby? Anyway, as an announcer, that's your territory, man. That is your territory. And you take that. It's like going up to a monster truck driver and saying, hey man, I ran the valves on your car and your truck and it's all fueled up and ready to go. I tightened all the bolts on it and everything and I got my fire suit ready and I'll go ahead and I'm gonna no, you're not. No. I got some bad news for you. No. But something just told me, calm down. Just calm down and give this man a shot, man. You've never met him. Give him a shot. And, he went out there and did a few things, and I was like, damn, boy's got game. I kind of like working with people that got game. That's why I've always surrounded myself with good people in the monster truck business. And, hello, my best bud of all time. How you doing there, Mr. Dave? Mr. Dave is in the house tonight. Tractor Dave. But anyway, I said, let's give this guy a shot. So, man, we did the show and the afternoon show, and it was great, man. And I just like, this is a perfect match right here, man. He's going to give me a little break, and if he needs me out on the track, I can help him and stuff. And we have worked together good at every show that we've ever been at now. And man, I just consider him a great friend. So I'm glad he's going to be on tonight, and I really look forward to hearing from him and his career. I mean, the boy has been around for a long time, man. I mean, a long time. But guys, I'll tell you what, I took a bunch of songs that I didn't have on any of the albums, and I found 13 songs. So I created a new album, but I created a contest at the same time. Sean Green, what's up, man? It is Taylor's fault. That's the word of the night tonight, guys. If something goes wrong, it's Taylor's fault, okay? But no. Anyway, I'm going to play these songs here tonight for you guys. And, but I'm going to have you guys name the album. So far, Ashley Falk has come up with the best so far. and that is called. She said I needed to do Diesel and Iron and make Diesel and Iron, which is one of the songs on the CD, the number one song. And so far she's leading. You know, Sean Green, he's come in twice, not real strong. Sean's got better game than that, so I just tell him keep trying. And then Sam Ditto come on, and he tried, and I told Sam the same thing. I said, you guys got to really think about it, man, really think about it. So I posted the entire album on Facebook, on the pages, and I want you to listen to them, and you can listen to them tonight. And then I want you guys to come up with a name for this album, and whoever I pick will get free albums from whatever I make for life. So, you know, it ain't nothing. I mean, I act like I'm Journey or something like that, but I'm just Roller. But anyway, I love the music I make, and evidently some of you do too. And so, you know, I might create an album or have created an album that you guys like, and then we might just do more. So whenever I do another album, whoever wins, I'll send that album to you free, no charge whatsoever, no shipping, no album charge, no nothing. You get it free. And you know, so just one of the things, and I'm going to go that to the end of the month on that. Okay, at the end of the month, I'm going to pick a winner, and like I said, so far. Taylor Dulaney's on there. Taylor, the word of the night tonight is if something goes wrong, it's Taylor's fault. That's all there is to it, man. And that's courtesy of Sean Green, okay? Something about a breakfast or something, I don't know, dinner or something, I don't know. But anyway, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna, if it goes wrong tonight, it's Taylor's fault, okay? That's all there is to it. I love messing with my brothers. I do. I love messing with my brothers. But anyway, so let me get back on track here. And hello, Jennifer. How are you, my darling? Good to see you on here. I appreciate you. Tell your buddy Matt I said hi. And you guys, I look so forward when you guys are on here and stuff. So thank you very much. But anyway, so you'll name it, and then if I pick your name, you get the CDs and stuff. So we're going to play those songs tonight. That'll go to the end of the month, and then I'll announce the winner from there, okay? And we'll make that happen. So before we go any farther, though, guys, I got a good friend that has a show called C10 America, and it's a podcast. And it's on Monday through Friday, and that's Texas time, so that would be Central time at 9 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, he makes these custom show boards, and these show boards are a game changer, man. They are a game changer. If you have a classic car and you're looking to up your game on your classic car to where you have people come and really pay attention to your display, then you need to get one of these metal show boards, man. They come in the sizes of 11 by 14, 16 by 20, and 20 by 30. And these metal prints, you can get them in all three sizes, but you can only get the show boards in the 20 by 30. But before my little truck, you probably have all seen it on my Facebook pages and stuff, and I'm really proud of what that truck is because it represents a tribute to my father and the gas station and a truck that he had and different things like that. So hello, cuz, how you doing, Debbie? But anyway, they used to always walk by the truck. They would glance at it, but they never stop and really looked at it or nothing like that because there's no paint. It doesn't have that $20,000 paint job or $50,000 paint job, and it don't have them badass wheels on it or any of that stuff, but it's my truck, and it's a big block, and the motor compartment, everything on the truck fits perfect to the way the truck is built. The signage is distorted, like they've been on there on the side forever. The wheels got some chips in them, like they've been on the truck since forever. The motor compartment is really clean underneath, but it's an old restoration, and I just left everything kind of just fell into place as to where my dad's truck would be to this day. So anyway, I was in Rich's magazine, episode 5. He has a digital magazine called C10 America Digital Magazine, and for the people that have their vehicles in there, he makes a show. It's a excuse me, it's a metal print, and it's in the size of 11 by 14, and you can only get one like mine
made if your truck is in the magazine and it's a C10 truck. Well, this is the metal print right here that he made for me. Now these cost. We have to buy them. He don't give them to you. We have to buy it. But anyway, this is the entire article that was in the magazine about my truck with all the pictures and everything like that. So now when I go to a car show, I put this up on the front on the motor there, and I rest it on the radiator support, and I put a bracket that holds it there, and the wind don't blow it down or anything like that. And I've had more people stop and read the story about my truck, and then they go and they walk around and they check it all out, because I got one of my dad's coats in the back, and everything that the truck is stuff that my father liked. He was a big block fan, and he liked the 396, so I put a 396 in it. He loved houndstooth interior. I put the houndstooth interior in it. I've got an old wooden wheel. It's a steering wheel like the Camaros and stuff had in the early 60s when they first come out, and I've had that wheel almost every car that I've ever owned that was a Chevy. So that wheel is in the truck with me, and just everything about it. It's got his name on the door and stuff, and on the back window it says this is a tribute to Bob Richards and stuff like that. So my dad rides with me in that truck everywhere I go. I know my dad's spirit is in that truck, and we go to the car shows and we hang out together, and now people know the story of Bob, and that's what I call the truck, and it's all because of Rich's metal plate. So if you're looking for a game changer to bring your display up to the next level, I really suggest that you guys get one of these metal prints. And as always, I ask, make sure you guys have a pencil and a piece of paper to write on, because throughout the show I'm going to be giving you different email addresses and phone numbers to call in and everything like that. So if you want to order one of these metal prints for your vehicle, or if you know somebody that's got a car that wants a nice show board, if they got the old cardboard one and it's all warped or ripped or anything, or they got the plexiglass one and from sitting in the sun so much it's warped and stuff, give them this email address. It's texasrich@c10americamagazine.com. That's texasrich Yep, Kevin Dickey, there you go, buddy. Thank you very much. Kevin put it on the comments section of tonight's Facebook page right there, guys. But it's C10 America. It's texasrich@c10americamagazine.com. If you put that in there, the one that Kevin put up there definitely goes to that, but the best way to do it is put the Texas Rich in there at c10americamagazine.com, and that way he'll tell you the pricing, he'll tell you what he can do for you, and different things like that. Taylor, if something goes wrong, still going to blame you, man. We're still going to blame you. It's still Taylor's fault. I'm sorry. I know I'm adorable. Duh. Taylor, you are something, man. You're my brother. I love you to death, bro. But anyway, order one of those show boards, man. Get it for your car. Your car deserves it. You deserve it. And it'll last a lifetime. Trust me, it really will. They're just metal, and they're really sturdy, and they're not going to fade. They're not going to do anything, man. So that's what it is. So also, guys, we have the motorhome, the motorhome package. We're taking a motorhome that I have, and we're going to be going up and down the Front Range and maybe to some different states to different car shows. I'm going to put Bob on the trailer and take him with us. But this motorhome is going to be wrapped, and if you go to the Facebook pages, you'll see I posted some pictures of it on there. Those are just kind of what I think it's going to look like. Those are AI drawings. But anyway, I'm going to wrap the bottom, and all the luggage doors on the bottom of the motorhome are going to be for you to purchase for sponsorship for your company. They'll have a QR code on the door and your logo, company logo. That way people take a picture of it. It'll take them right to your website. And these packages are for a year long. And the first package is less than $100 a month. I mean, it's cheap. It really is. And I'll tell you what that package includes. It's called the basic package, duh. But anyway, it has your company logo displayed on the side of the motorhome, along with a QR code directing customers to your business. You get on-air mentions on our worldwide podcast, Pedal to the Metal, airing every Sunday and Wednesday. Distribution of any handouts or promotional materials that you provide. If you have hats or koozies or something like that, and you want us to hand them out when we go to different car shows, we'll do that for you. And then you get one guest spot twice a year on the worldwide podcast, Pedal to the Metal, giving you the opportunity to talk live about your business. That's $1,000 for the whole year. Okay, that's less than $100. Okay, so that's pretty cheap advertising, especially because we're going to be going up and down highways and just everywhere. We're going to be going to car shows, and your company's business is going to be highly visible on this motorhome. Okay, so that's the $1,000 per year one. Now, if you want to do the gold package, and this is more for like the big companies and stuff like that, or if you have the budget in your thing, then that's fine. This is called the gold sponsorship, and you get prime spot location on the motorhome for your company's logo. You get a professional commercial will be created about your business and aired twice on each of our shows every week, Sunday and Wednesday. One guest appearance per quarter on the show, whether it be live here in the studio or on the phone, and we'll talk just about your business. You'll take up one of the spots that we normally have somebody in, and we'll just talk about whoever, Joe's car lot, okay? And you're gonna be able to talk about your business on the show. And then let's see here, we have. Of course, we'll hand out promotional items that you have, like hats and stuff, and if you give us enough hats, we'll hand it out to every show that we go to. So we can make sure that we're handing those out. Hey, this is from Johnny's Auto Sales or whatever, and have a free hat. And then let's see here, and then opportunities for your company's spokesperson or you to appear in person right here in the studio or at an event we attend, connecting directly to our attendees. So you'll be able to talk on the microphone, you'll be able to talk about your company, you'll be able to talk about your business, and we will be doing the show live at each of these car show events. So this is there's going to be a lot of exposure for the price. So this gold package is $2,400 for the year. So that's what, $200 a month. Okay, that's what it's going to cost you to advertise with Pedal to the Metal. I understand everybody doesn't have that in a budget like that, but that's what that package is. We do understand that we're just getting started, but if this thing gets big and things grow like I want it to grow, then my goodness, guys, that's going to be cheap, and you're going to be in on the basement. You're going to be grandfathered in to these pricings, because I'll guarantee you what, if my listenership goes up and things start rolling really well, these prices will go up, and that's just the way business is. So if you're interested in one of those packages, you can email me at jeffrichards327@gmail.com. I'll send you out a pamphlet. It'll have all the breakdown on what it is and stuff like that, and it's a proposal, basically what it is. And then, or you can call me at 303-919-6678. That's Jeff Richards 327@gmail.com. Or you can call me at 303-919-6678, and we'll talk about it, and I can send you some information on it. And it's cheap advertising, and it really doesn't matter. I'd like to keep it motorsports friendly, but you know what? I'm going to open it up, and if you got the budget and you want to advertise on there, I'm going to go ahead and put you up on the side of the motorhome. And there's only going to be a few of the gold membership spots on there, so that's why we kind of made them the price range where they are. There is a total of 11 doors on the motorhome that we're going to rent out, and then we have some other spots on the motorhome down below that we can sell for the same $1,000 package. So anyway, that's what's going on with Pedal to the Metal. And don't forget about the contest. We are going to name that album. We're going to pick it. You're going to get free albums for the rest of your life, no matter what what we're doing, whatever songs we create, whatever albums we create. When we create that album, it'll come to you for free, and we really appreciate you guys. So the album that we're starting with tonight, of course, I don't have a name for it, so we're going to go ahead, and in the genre of this album is more of a country genre, and there's 13 songs on there. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to play our first song, and this first song here is called Two-Steppin' on a Honky Tonk Saturday Night. You listen to the Pedal to the Metal. We'll be right back here in just a minute.
All week just for the weekend, punching clocks, counting down the time. Me and the boys, yeah, we're all leaning toward a jukebox and a neon sign. The girls will be there looking sharp and dressed just right. New outfits glowing under neon light, looking for a belt buckle they can make shine bright on a honky-tonk Saturday night. Screen door swings and the smoke rolls in, bar stools scrape on a hardwood floor. You can feel that buzz right under your skin, like you've been here 1,000 times before. Yeah, we're two-stepping on a honky-tonk Saturday night. Band fires up, man, it's feeling just right. Cold beer clinking under sawdust lights, hearts beating time to a fiddle tight. Laughs get loud, worries fade out of sight. Every wrong feels a little more right. Yeah, we're two-stepping on a honky-tonk Saturday night. Band hits the stage, drummer counts it down. Steel guitar starts crying sweet. Boot heels thump as the floor goes round, spinning circles down to the beat. Strangers smile like they've been friends for years. Hands in the air, not a care nowhere. Every song sounds better when you're right here, and the night's still young, yeah, the coast is clear. Bartender grins, pours another round. Someone laughs at an old inside joke. That little red dress is spinning me around under them lights and a little bit of smoke. Yeah, we're two-stepping on a honky-tonk Saturday night. Neon humming like it's holding us tight. Long week gone by, the second chorus hits. Yeah, this is as good as it gets. Hands held close, boots moving just right. Every dream feels within sight. Yeah, we're two-stepping on a honky-tonk Saturday night. Ain't nobody checking clocks anymore. Ain't nobody thinking about Monday blues. If there's heaven hid behind a screen door, it probably sounds just like this tune. Fiddle screams, crowd yells one more song. Sweat on the wall, but we don't mind. Hold her close while the night rolls on, trying to slow down time. Yeah, we're two-stepping on a honky-tonk Saturday night. Band still playing like it's the last light. Boots worn down, but the spirit's high. Moon hanging low in a Texas sky. If tomorrow comes, it can wait outside. 'Cause right now, man, we're doing it right. Yeah, we're two-stepping on a honky-tonk Saturday night. Door swings shut, but the memory's tight. Still humming that song in the morning light. Yeah, me and the boys will be talking about that honky-tonk Saturday night.
There you go. There you go. Well, I'll tell you what, Carter, Bobby, and Taylor, you guys I wrote you down on the list, and we'll accept those as one. If you want to come up with another one, you're more than welcome to, but so far, those ain't bad. But keep trying out there. But the reason why we're doing this music stuff, guys, is number one, I love writing the AI music, of course, and I love playing it for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy it. But I had a music show back at Castle Rock Radio, back when I was doing Monster Truck Radio and stuff like that. I had a program called Rollers Rockin' Country, and we featured indie artists on the show. And this is back when we had CDs, okay? And they would send a CD to me, and I'd listen to it. And if it was a good CD, I would call them up and say, hey, I want to have you on the show. And we would talk to the artist, find out about the artist, all kinds of information about the artist, and then we'd talk about the songs, and then we would play that song and let you guys hear it. So we even had bands come in. We had a big enough studio where bands could come in and they could jam and play some stuff. And so it was a pretty good show, but it was during the times when all of the United States was in turmoil as far as money and different things like that, and it just wasn't a good time to have a show like that because Castle Rock Radio wanted me to try to find sponsors, and I couldn't do that, and I was getting the show for free, and well, they ended up closing down, and I ended up shutting down Monster Truck Radio, and Ross took it over, him and the guys from the Monster Blog, and did a fabulous job with it, but I never did do anything with Rollers Rockin' Country. So when I decided I was going to start Pedal to the Metal, I decided that I was going to take all of my shows and put them into one show. So, I got Monster Truck Radio in here, I got the Hot Rod stuff in here, and then I've also got the music show in here. So I am going to open this up to AI music creators and also to indie artists. And if you guys want a platform to play your music on and to talk about your music, we're going to do that in the hour session before we go live with Pedal to the Metal. So instead of hearing my songs all the time, because I can't keep up enough songs, to keep fresh stuff for you guys all the time. It's impossible to do. With 2 shows a week, you just can't do it. It's just impossible. So anyway, I have exhausted my savings accounts of songs, and so this is what we're going to do, and we're going to let you hear other people's music. Now, the music has to be genre friendly, it has to be radio friendly, it can't have any explicit languages or anything like that on it. There's no video, so we're not going to be able to show any video or anything like that. So that opens it up to everybody as long as your music is radio friendly, because I have my lug nuts on here, and I know we've all heard the cuss words and all the stuff, but I'm not going to do that on my show. I'm just not going to do it. I'm sorry. And I might slip with a word every once in a while, but it's not on purpose, okay? So we're not going to be playing a song that's an F-bomb song every other word or anything like that. That's out. And that's whether it's rap, whether it's country, whether it's rock, it doesn't matter, because I am going to qualify these songs that I pick that we're going to talk about. So anyway, this is a music platform for indie artists and AI creators that want a place to play their music, and we're going to be doing that. And I've already got a couple of artists already going to be on. And one is a friend of mine that I met a long time ago. His name is Tim Dudley, and he is an Elvis impersonator. And he's going to be on the show, and we're going to have him on. I'm going to talk about his stuff. I'm still trying to check and see if we can even play any of his music, because, hey, buddy, what's up? My buddy Boggin Racer's on here. Good to see you, my friend. I left a message for you to call me. I do need to talk to you, so when you get a chance sometime this week, give me a call, and we'll go from there. So, anyway, that's what we're going to do with that. So that will be, and I got this idea from my buddy Boggin Racer here. He said, Roller, I don't have no disrespect for your songs or anything like that, but not everybody wants to hear just your music all the time. Why don't you create another platform or something for them to play their music? So he's a music creator. I'm going to have him on the show. We want to have other people play their music and tell their story. So that's what we're creating right now. So I do have a couple of people that's going to be on, and Tim Dudley is definitely one of them, and I know that Boggin Racer will be on. We've talked and stuff like that, so I look forward to bringing this a new part of Pedal to the Metal to you guys. So let's get back to our Name That album. And once again, I just got 2 more people on there. I got Carter on there. Well, I got 3. I got Carter, I got Taylor, and I got Bobby on there with your names. So we'll go ahead and keep accepting those until the end of the month. We'll name the CD or the album, and then whoever's name I pick, we will go ahead and that person will get my albums for free the rest of the time that I'm creating music. So I'll talk to the other people that are on the show and see if they want to include a song or something, and we can put some of their songs in on that, but that would be totally up to the artist, okay? So we'll just have to go from there and see what happens. But anyway, this next one here is called Jack Daniel's Saturday Night. We'll be right back here on Pedal to the Metal.
I turned the key and the motor died. Truck sat still in the driveway. Bills on the seat, coffee gone cold. The sun came up the wrong way. I kicked that tire, said a short prayer. Had places to be, but I wasn't going nowhere. On Tuesday, I showed up just like I always had. Heart had low, boots laced tight. Boss shut the door, wouldn't look at me. Said, son, we're making cuts tonight. I shook his hand, walked back outside. Lost my job with a noonday sky. On Wednesday, the mechanic named the cause, wrote it down and slid it my way. Said that engine's done, it won't run again. More money than I could ever save. I folded that paper, put it in my pocket. Knew right then I couldn't stop it. Thursday, words turned sharp and loud. Kitchen walls heard every sound. She said she's tired of barely getting by. I said I'm trying, she just cried. We stood there both too proud to bend, saying things we couldn't mend. On Friday, I woke up to an empty room, silence where love used to be. A note on the table in her handwriting said she couldn't live like this with me. Don't call, don't follow, don't try to stay. That goodbye took her in the light away. Saturday night, so here I am on a Jack Daniel's Saturday night. The week finally broke me down. No truck to drive, no job to hold, no love left hanging around. I didn't plan on ending up here, didn't see it fall apart this fast. But when a man runs out of answers, he drinks to the week that passed. And Saturday night, Saturday night, when you've carried all you can stand. Some weeks don't just test a man, they break him where he stands. Maybe Sunday brings a little light, maybe I'll try again someday. But tonight I'm learning how it feels when hope meets whiskey halfway. One last drink, then I'll head outside. Cold air cuts like a straight up truth. Long hard week carved in my bones, ending right here in this barroom booth.
right, there you go, Jack Daniels Saturday Night. And I'll tell you what, there's probably not one person in here, except for my dear sweet Carter, that hasn't had a Jack Daniels Saturday Night. And if Carter was old enough, she would probably have a Jack Daniels Saturday Night. So anyway, guys, this next song here, this is one that I don't know where it came from, but it just something said I need to write a song about Willie's guitar, man, and I really like this song. I don't know why, but I like. There's a lot of my songs that I do like, but there's a lot of favorites in there, and this Willie's guitar deal is one of my favorites. So we'll be right back here on Pedal to the Metal. All I want to know is who's gonna play Willie's guitar.
In the early days, a Texas boy with a dream, Willie bought him a guitar with a voice like kerosene. Through the smoke-filled bars and the neon nights, they found their sound beneath those honky-tonk lights. That old guitar was more than wood and white, carried every heartbreak, every flame of his fire. They rode them highways, coast to coast, played for the drifters, the lost, and the folks he loved most. On every tour bus rolling through the dawn, that faithful old guitar kept strumming along. Hit after hit, song after song, Willie and that guitar proved each other strong. So who's gonna play Willie's guitar when he's gone? Carry those memories on? Will it rest in a museum shining under soft lights, or hanging Hard Rock Cafe, a treasure of those nights? Or will some young dreamer with a heart full of scars be the one to play Willie's guitar? It took a beating, got busted, but never gave in, just like Willie through the losses and the wins. That old guitar knows every story by heart, every tear, every laugh, every humble start. Some say it's magic, some say it's fate, but it's Willie and that guitar that made the legends they made. Maybe it'll rest in a hall where the great ones stay. Maybe Hard Rock will proudly give it its place. Or maybe it'll find a kid on a porch somewhere, picking old songs on a summer night's air. Whoever holds it better know who they are, 'cause they'll be playing more than strings on a scarred up guitar. So who's gonna play Willie's guitar when he's gone? Who'll keep that outlaw spirit living on? Whether it's behind velvet rope or in a young troubadour's arms, someone's gonna feel that magic charm, yeah. Long as the world still loves a country star, someone's gonna play Willie's guitar.
There you go. I wonder who is going to play Willie's guitar, you know? Amber, I like that idea. You never know. I might have to come up with something like that. I'm going to have to get a little bit more information. You know, yeah, and you know what? He needs a personal guest to lip sing, duet and battle. Well, we have a song for Taylor tonight, and we'll be debuting that when he's on. And every guest that's on Sunday will be getting their own song made. So I had a lot of different things made for Taylor's, but they were long. They were really long. One was like 8 minutes long, and I was like, yeah, we can't be playing that one. So Taylor was cool enough to say, hey, dude, you don't have to do everything about me on there. So anyway, that's the way it was. Because Taylor's done a lot of stuff, guys. I mean, he's done, but we don't want to talk about, you know, Well, I'm not going to talk about it. That's all there is to it. It's just Taylor's fault. That's all there is to it. It's just Taylor's fault. This next song up, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to play two more off of this album, contest album. And let's see here. We're at 6:36. And then I'm going to bounce around and play a few more. And then we're going to start the show at 7 o'clock. And my buddy Boggin Racer's on here, and he gave me a good idea. He said that when I start posting these songs up, or not these songs, but these shows up to YouTube and stuff, I need to edit maybe the music portion out of it, or just play a few songs, because, you know, and he made a good point. Not everybody that comes to the website, if they want to see if they don't know what the show's about, then they're not going to listen to an hour's worth of music before they hear the show. They're going to think, well, this is just a music show. So he said you need to edit some of that out, and which we're going to do. We will be doing that sooner or later, and I might just do it all and then just make another complete show about the music, and I think that's probably the route we're going to take. So anyway, Boggin, you give me some great ideas, man. I just got to learn how to edit. That's the whole thing right there. So don't say, hey, Roller's not doing what I've told him to do, or suggested him. Let's just put it that way. Suggested him to do. I am listening to you, man, and I'm gonna take your words of wisdom, and I'm gonna run for sure, and everything. So this next one here is called Cheyenne Winds. We'll be right back on Pedal to the Metal.
Was falling hard that night, and the fires couldn't keep a body warm. The wagons creaked and groaned beneath that wide Wyoming storm. Lanterns flickered low and dim, their shadows long and thin. They bowed their heads and whispered prayers into the Cheyenne wind. Oh, the Cheyenne wind, cuts you to the bone in search of a better home. Tears at your heart when you're far from home. But dreams don't die where hope begins. They're carried west by the Cheyenne wind. The horses shivered in the frost, their breath hung in the air. Frozen wheels on rutted trails, the night was hard to bear. A mother held her youngest close, her tears turned cold as tin, and faith was all that carried her through the Cheyenne wind. Oh, the Cheyenne wind, she cuts you to the bone in search of a better home. Tears at your heart when you're far from home. But dreams don't die where hope begins. They're carried west by the Cheyenne wind. They buried friends along that trail under endless skies of gray, but each new dawn still called their names and pushed their fears away. For gold or grace, or just a chance to start their lives again, they gambled all on wagon wheels and the Cheyenne wind. Oh, the Cheyenne wind, she'll break you, then she'll mend. She'll test your soul, but she'll be your friend. From frozen plains to where dreams ascend, they found their peace in the Cheyenne wind. Oh, the Cheyenne wind.
Okay, there you go. All right, I'm getting a lot of people on here saying, hey, name the album this, name the album that. I'm writing it down. Donald, I just wrote yours down. But what I would really like to do so that I have your contact information is, and I'll be saying this throughout the night, so get a piece of paper and a pencil if you don't have one. But just send it to jeffrichards327 at gmail.com, and that way if I pick you, I can email you back and say, hey, you won, and we're going to name the album after what you said. So once again, that's jeffrichards327 at gmail.com, and we'll go ahead and we'll let you know at the end of the month. We'll pick that one out. I did make one over the last few days, and I was talking to my buddy Rich, Texas Rich, and he said something. We were talking, and he goes, yeah, the guy thinks he's small town famous. And I said, hey, I'm gonna make a song about small town famous. So here it is, Small Town Famous. We'll be right back on Pedal to the Metal.
Yeah, I'm small town famous. Just a porch light and a beat-up case. Mama saying, boy, don't run too fast. Playing for the mirror, playing for the wall, dreaming bigger than this gravel path. Radio hum and a six-pack crowd, stars on the hood of a hand-me-down, singing low so the world don't hear. But I swear I feel them listening now. Every mile I drove, every note I played was a step toward a bigger stage, yeah. I'm small town famous, Friday night loud, county fair lights and a shouting crowd. Might not be Nashville, might not be gold, but they know my name when the story's told. Hands in the air, singing every line, yeah, for a few good minutes, man, I'm doing just fine. Might not be rich, but I sure ain't nameless tonight in this town. I'm small town famous. Gas station coffee and midnight miles, posters taped on every diner door. Buddy selling shirts out the back of the truck, kids wanna hear that second encore. Granddad's hat in the front row seat, high school friends stomping their boots to the beat. Ain't no limo, just a long dirt drive, but this stage feels 10 feet high. Every doubt I had, every closed down bar led me right here to where we are. I'm small town famous, Friday night loud, county fair lights and a shouting crowd. Might not be Nashville, might not be gold, but they know my name when the story's told. Hands in the air, singing every line, yeah, for a few good minutes, man, I'm doing just fine. Might not be rich, but I sure ain't nameless tonight in this town. I'm small town famous. Small town famous. Maybe tomorrow is back to work, back to punching that clock on time. But right now, this mic, these lights, this song, man, this moment's mine. Yeah, I'm small town famous, hands in the sky, sing it with me, let the good times fly. Might not be legends, might not be stars, but we own this stage and this old guitar. Every heart beating to the same refrain, every dream feeling real again. Might not be rich, but I sure ain't nameless tonight in this town. I'm small town famous. Just a porch light and a beat-up case, but I finally found my place.
There you go. Small town famous. That's what it's all about. So, in high school, we had a business, me and probably 5 or 6 of my friends, and we would put parties on for people. We knew the guy that owned the Coors Beer Distributing, and in Pueblo, Colorado, they had 3-2 beer, and all you had to do was be 18 to drink it. So we had to charge a can down there, and somebody would call up and say, hey, we want to have a party, and would you put it on for us? And we would. And we had a gentleman whose mom and dad had a flower shop right in centrally located in the middle of town. So we kept all the kegs in his cooler, and then if we needed some, we just send somebody to go get some beer and stuff. And we did this for 3 years in my high school, and then they carried it on for another 2 after that. And we had a lot of money in the bank account when I graduated as a senior. And we called the company, it was called it was called Circle Promotions. And the biggest key to our parties was we let all the girls in free. The guys had to pay $5 for a cup, or $2 or something like that. And it was a solo cup, and they had to pay for the cup, and they would come and get in. Now, if you bought a cup from me and you turned around and you got your cup smashed and you hadn't even got a beer put in it yet, it was another $2. I don't care. I don't care. The girls, they used to come, and our parties were great parties, man. I mean, they really were. I'm not lying to you guys. But anyway, we used to have some teachers that would let us sell on Fridays. At the end of our last class on Fridays, I'd get to sell some tickets in their classes, and we had tickets printed up and everything. And of course, the name of the group was Circle Promotions. So I made a song about our group, and this goes out to all my brothers who's either here with us now or up in heaven. But this is called Circle Promotions.
Back in school when Friday rolled around, word would spread all over town. If you wanted a party loud and proud, you called our crew, we'd shut it down. Greg and Jeff on the turntables, spinning records, keeping it right. Andy and Brian at the front door, keeping things cool all night. Dave, Mike, Ricky, and Don, walking the floor, just keeping peace. We never needed hired muscle there. We handled things like family. Girls got in for nothing at the gate, that's why the lines were long. People came from all around that Steel City town. We were Circle Promotions, brotherhood and friends. High school nights we'll never see again. Not just parties, it was who we were. Young and wild, but loyal for sure. Yeah, we were dreaming, running proud. Circle Promotions, everyone knew our name. Tight as knots in a rope we stayed, inseparable in every way. Didn't matter where the road would go back then, we thought it'd never change. Life rolled on like it always does. Some got married, some stayed free. Different roads in different towns, but that bond stayed strong in me. Some of the boys are up in heaven, watching down with that same old love, smiling when they hear our names, laughing at the good old days. And the rest of us, we all know when our time comes, we'll find that road where the music's loud and the doors stay wide and the whole crew is back together again. Yeah, Circle Promotion started with friends, turned into family till the very end. Not just memories, not just time, it's a bond that never leaves your mind. Through every mile and every year, that brotherhood is always here. Yeah, we were young but we were proud. Circle Promotion. turned into family.
Well, there you go, man. I tell you what, you guys said a bunch in these comments that you were making. It does take you back. I can remember those parties, man. I can remember the fun that we had. And we never had any security. We were our own security. We had our own sound systems. We did it all. We did everything, and it was just such a great time in our lives that, and it was a brotherhood, man. And we used to throw every once in a while. We'd just go get a bunch of steaks, and we'd just invite the gang and their girlfriends, and we'd go over to one of our friends' house, and we would cook steaks and drink beer and just have a blast, man. I mean, high school. It was. Let's go. Hello, Kevin Rudder. How you doing, man? Glad to see you on here. Kevin Rudder, world-renowned, big-time auctioneer and all that, fundraising auctioneer, man. He's in the house. But anyway, I had Brant Arnold on a while back, and I told Brant that I was going to make a song for him, and I never did. So we got time, probably. We might go over, I don't know. But I got time to let you guys listen. I sent it to him. He loved it. So this here is a song, and he's right in the middle of filming his new series. It's about this truck racing series that he's doing and stuff. So I'm surprised I even got a hold of him. But anyway, this song here is about Brant Arnold. And he's an old-time monster truck driver, a friend of ours, and some of you might know him, and it's called Born to Drive. We'll be right back here on Pedal to the Metal.
Down by the strip where the red clay stays, southern nights hum in a blue lit haze. Brant Arnold rolls with steady hands. Team 256 right where he stands. Motor breathes deep, crowd leans in. Truth don't shout, it just grins. Ain't no flash, ain't no show, just a man in the machine saying let's go. It wasn't a race when the light went green. Wasn't no doubt what the crowd had seen. Kings of the landline, proud and loud. He put them down easy right there in the crowd. No problem, no mercy, just heart and fire. Some folks learn fast. He was born to drive. They called one Dillinger, cold and mean, quick like a shadow, sharp and clean. The other Braveheart, bold and loud, ran head up proud, never bowed. Money bill rides, talk slick all night, but talk don't pull when the hook bites tight. Half track gone, it was already done. That's Brant Arnold's kind of run. It wasn't a race when the light went green. Wasn't no doubt what the crowd had seen. Kings of the landline, proud and loud. He put them down easy right there in the crowd. No problem, no mercy, just heart and fire. Some folks learn fast. He was born to drive. Before them strips in the 8th mile heat, arena lights and a monster beat, he drove the General orange and white, General Lee's soul in a fearless ride. From drag cars, scream to diesel pull, semi trucks, heavy, loud and full. Different rides, same cold nerve, every win was something earned. Sax starts crying low and slow, Slide guitar saying what the old folks know. Ain't luck, ain't fate, ain't just survive. Some hearts beat fast 'cause they're born to drive. It wasn't a race when the light went green. Wasn't no doubt what the crowd had seen. Kings of the land lying proud and loud. He put them down easy right there in the crowd. From Dillinger's bite to Braveheart's blast, from the general's leap to the quarter-mile pass. Dirty South soul, never gonna hide. Yeah, Brad Arnold was born to drive. Yeah, Brad Arnold was born to drive. Yeah. Engines fade, drivers don't.
Oh yeah, gotta like that one. I know I do. Anyway, I'm gonna have enough songs here before you know it, and I'm gonna have one just about the monster truck drivers we've had on the show, and I'm just gonna call it. I'm gonna call the album Monster Mash. I've already decided, and I think that'll be a good one, man. Because you know you got the hard rockin' of Amber's song, and you got this one of Brent's, and then you got Jim Kramer's blues and stuff, and it's just gonna be a mashup of this Monster Mash. I think it's gonna be a good one. And Bog and I, it's really scary how you think like I do, and I know that you can probably direct me in the right direction to put that Circle Promotion song to a video. I would really like to do that. I guarantee I would. So that's another thing I want to talk to you about and get that going here too. So like tonight, like I said, guys, we're going to have Taylor Dulaney on there. Taylor's been in here and he's been going back and forth with everybody in here, and we've all decided if the show goes wrong, it's Taylor's fault. Okay? And yeah, you are a legend in your own mind, brother. So am I, and so is everybody else in this room right here tonight, man. We're all legends in our own mind, for sure. I promise you that. So don't forget, guys, order CDs. If you want to come up with a name for the CD, if you want to ask any questions, if you want to be on the show, or any of that stuff, Jeff Richards 327 at gmail.com. And Debbie, you're right, I'm going to do the polling deal, not the poll, but I'm going to just have everybody send a name in, and then I'm just going to pick a name. So you're right on track with what we are getting ready to do. So let's see here. It's 7 p.m., guys, and you know what that means. Being that I am busting these shows up, I have to redo my intro, so we'll be right back. Busting these shows up, I have to redo my intro, so we'll be right back.
This is for the ones who were raised on gasoline dreams, for the lug nuts holding tight to the wild red line scenes, for the families, the drivers, the wrench turning crews, for the chrome, the smoke, and the ones who refuse to lose. Well, horsepower fame. From late night garage grind to race day stadium roars. Every scar on the knuckles unlocked 1,000 doors. We don't back down, we don't break, we don't fold. Every ride we build tells a story worth gold. This is for the ones who were raised on gasoline trains. Gasoline trains. For the lug nuts holding tight to the wild red line scenes. For the families of drivers, the wrench turning crews. For the chrome, the smoke, and the ones who refuse to lose. Where horsepower meets heart. Yeah, that's who we are. We're a culture, we're a brotherhood. We are rolling motor fire. Here's to the nights when the world said slow down, but the engine said no and we stood our ground. To the ones who grew up rich and when the rest took the easy way, we found our path in the piston noise and we'll ride it every day. Pedal to the metal, this is where we belong. Cars, trucks, monster trucks, loud and strong. Passion, pride, lug nuts, side by side. If you love what you drive, then ride, ride, ride. This is for the legends that started in dusty garages. For the kids who chase dreams through the scars and collages. For the racers who gave everything without fail. And the fans who stand proud when the engines wail. Where horsepower meets heart, yeah, this ain't a phase. It's our passion, our culture, and we'll live it to the grave. Pedal to the metal, forever in our veins. So look out, we're only getting louder from here. Nothing built strong was ever built out of fear. The road is wide open and the fire won't slow. Because this isn't a hobby, this is the only life we know. Pedal down, heads high. We're not done. Pedal down, heads high. Pedal down.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pedal to the Metal, the podcast where horsepower meets heart. From the shine of collector cars to the roar of race cars and the thunder of monster trucks, we've got it all. So buckle up your seatbelt, turn on the gas, and grab your favorite brew, 'cause the ride starts now. And now, here's your host, Roller.
Yeah, baby, what's up? What's up? Love nuts are in the house and they're partying on, man. They're partying on. I love it, man. I love it. Yes, I do. I do.
Roller.
Yeah, man. What's up, guys? What's up? Another second half of Pedal to the Metal right here in the house. Waiter, you know what to do. These rowdy ones down here in the front row, get them some more drinks and then call them an Uber, okay? They're just next to be taking off their clothes or something like that, all right? Just drinks for the house. Circle the wagon, baby. Circle the wagon. That's right. All right, let's calm down. Let's calm down there. Come on, guys. Come on. Let's calm down. Right there. You know, Boggin, thank you very much for that compliment on our anthem song, man. That song is amazing. I mean, it just gets me fired up so much that when I created that song, I was just like, oh yeah, that's the one, man. That is definitely the one. You know, you've made those songs, and it's just what it is, man. It's just what it is. You know, I love that anthem, the pedal to the metal anthem. It's just, woo. I love it. I love it. I love it. But anyway, tonight, guys, we got the man, the myth, the legend in his own mind. Mr. Taylor Dulaney's in the house, and he'll be on the show here in just a minute. We're going to be calling him, and we're going to get everything going. My buddy Rich Arthur's trying to call me, and he knows that I'm live in the studio right now, so I'm going to be telling him that he can't be talking to me right now because we're live on the air, Rich. We're live on the air, brother. But anyway, we're going to get everything going here, and we're going to get it going on right now. So we're live, bro. We're live. And I'll have to talk to you later on, okay?
Oh,
okay.
Sorry.
All right, that's all right. Anyway, we're gonna have a good time tonight, man. Makes me want to do a burnout. It does, man. I'm serious. There's just something about that song. Even Miss Roller made the comments tonight. She's like, you know, you seem a little down, and I was like, I know, I'm not down. I'm just kind of tired. Been running hard, and it was a long week and a long weekend. And I said, you know, we're gonna have a good time. And I said, I'll get that anthem fired up, and man, it sure does fire you up. It's like, oh yeah. I tell you what, man, we're just gonna get this show started. I'm gonna call the man, the myth, the legend, in his own mind, Taylor Dulaney. We're gonna give him a call right here, and we're just gonna bring him on a little early. So T, if you are ready, you better get ready to answer that phone, man. And here, let's see here. Okay, we're going to call right now, and I'll tell you, yep, it's going to work. I can tell you already. That it's going to work.
What's up, guys?
Dude, people are in. It's you. Or did you just say I should be naked in the interview? What the hell, Taylor? I can't do that, man. People will get sick. They'll throw up. I'll lose all the audience in the room here, and then I'll have to refund everybody's money. Now, come on, dude. What's up with you?
What's going on, guys? Roller, I sure appreciate you having this show. You know, with everything we got going on in the world today, this is a nice break from the monotony, man.
You know, and it's you guys' show, man. I'm just the host. I'm lucky enough to host it, and we got such a great group that just keeps going and going. Okay, so Bog and Racer said, ask the man what he's wearing, okay? So what we really don't want to know, okay? Just never mind, okay? Just forget it, because it'll be like a chicken suit or something like that. I'm out, okay? I'm just out.
No, I'd be one of them mankinis for you, buddy.
Mankini, please! 2 mankinis for us, please! Oh, dude. You know, dude, the first time we met in Pueblo, and I had heard about you, like, you know, in the motorsports business, everybody hears about everybody, you know, and I had heard about you through the grapevine and stuff. Never thought we'd work together or not. And I show up in Pueblo and to that show, and you come up and you introduce yourself, and you're like, hey, man, I got the sound system set up. I got I did a sound check. Everything's good. The mics are working and stuff. And I'm like, huh? What do you mean? And I was like, I told everybody, I said, as an announcers, we are so territorial of our position, you know? And I said, it's just like a monster truck driver, somebody coming in and saying, hey, dude, I got the tires all tired up, and I ran the valves, and everything's ready to go. I got my fire suit, and I'll go out and take the first hit. Well, I don't think so. But, you know, something inside me told me, it said, let's see if this is going to work. And, dude, from the minute you started talking on the microphone, I was just like, this is going to be a great partnership, and it has been ever since, man. And I enjoy being able. It sucked that we didn't get to do it in Colorado Springs, and hopefully, if the good Lord's, let's see here. I thought he was telling me about our audio. But if the good Lord's willing and the creek don't rise, we'll get to do Colorado Springs again, and hopefully they get those mics fixed, and we'll be able to continue with what we do together, man. Because it's such a great reason to have somebody on the mic that you trust, that has your back, and you know that, hey, I'm having problems up here, I need you to talk to the audience, or hey, I'm having issues down here on the floor, I need you to talk to the audience, or if you needed me on the floor, I'd be down there in a second. I mean, it was a great team, I guess, is what I'm trying to get to, man.
Oh man, it's not very often like you said, it's a territorial space. There's a lot of people that don't work well together, and it's always a little bit abrasive. Man, right out the gate, you and I had fun. We were telling jokes and just picking on each other, and the crowd eats that stuff up. That makes it more personal for them, and they just have a good time. And it's definitely Tony's fault, Sean.
It is Tony's fault. We're going to say that one is Tony's fault, okay? He's the one that threw us together, and I think he wanted to see, well, is this going to be a clash of the Titans, or are these guys going to be amigos? And, of course, amigos, Tony, so ha, 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 ha. But, dude, I guess what we probably ought to do is let's just start out. And Tony's on here tonight. I figured he'd be sleeping, man.
I'm fired now.
I'm fired now. Oh no, we're in trouble. Me and you won't be in Springs unless it's just to visit each other. Now we're done. Tony's done going to put the axe on us, man. But let's just start out from I guess day one, where you met Sammy Sturgis, and what an iconic guy to first start out with, man. Sammy Sturgis.
Man, for me starting out, it was kind of a wild accident in the end. I went to my first monster truck show in Twin Falls, Idaho, and it was pretty awesome. Got to hang out, ended up meeting Ronnie Sturgis after the show, and his cousin Phil. Yeah. Phil was running the ride truck. Of course, Ronnie was a nasty boy, one of the most awesome wheelie trucks there ever has been, ever will be. And Sammy, and it was great. He had the jet truck there. He had, I think he still had it as Unnamed and Untamed at the time. It was great. Ended up, Ronnie was 17, I was 16. Took him out on Twin Falls to go have a good time that night, and things happened. I ended up in my car at the fairgrounds. Woke up to those guys pressure washing tires off. I just jumped out and started working. My head hurt too bad to do anything else. And, man, it was a great day. Got to learn a lot. Just got to be involved with the monster trucks. At the end of the day, we're hanging out in Twin Falls, and Sammy hands me a wad of cash, and he said, "Young man, I would love to have you at the next show." And it's been that way since. I've just been chasing it. Got to keep in touch with Sammy throughout the years, and then he's got to watch me grow. Got pretty tight with Ronnie before, he met the maker. Yeah. And then, people are going to try to put me down for this, but whatever, man, it's got my start. I ended up jumping in with Chris Roy with High Anxiety and Troublemaker at the time. And put in a lot of time there. I started out driving a truck and wrenching, and we, pretty soon we had 3 trucks and then 4 trucks. And then we started putting on our own shows. We ended up with 5 trucks and a ride truck. And I just kind of pushed, he liked the way I worked with people. So he kind of pushed me in the office and had me doing the production and setting up shows and booking events. And it kind of grew. And it really was truly accident. I never wanted to be on a microphone. There was no way in my mind that was for me. Right. And we did this one venue. I'd hired this announcer in, and of course he didn't show. Chris walked up and said, you know what, you hired him, you got to replace him. And I got on the mic, and it was absolutely the worst experience of my life.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
You know,
I know exactly what you mean.
and well, he wouldn't let me get off the mic after that. He just said, well, you're either going to get it or you don't. And, you know, trial and error, I started figuring it out. And I came across old John Borba, WGAS Motorsports. Yeah, I do have the perfect face for radio, but that's no kidding.
Oh, Sean Green. You got to love Sean Green. And, you know, before you get into the Borba story, I was lucky enough to have Ronnie, Sammy, Terry Keel, and one of the other Sturgis brother. What's his name? Travis.
Travis, yeah.
They were all four here at my house on Monster Truck Radio in my studio, man. And we got to hang out, and that was something that I'll remember for a lifetime, man, that I had them four in my house on my radio program, man. And it was totally amazing. So I just wanted to kind of let you know that the love that you have for Sammy and them and stuff like that, I had the same thing, man, because they're great people for sure. Great people.
Oh, I think anybody that's been around them, worked with them, has that same sentiment, man. They're just amazing folks.
They really are. They really are. So, Christopher Roy, we all know we've worked with him and stuff. I got a chance to do some shows with him when I was working with Danny and them, and he was rolling through Grand Junction one day, and he called me on the phone. He goes, "Is that you guys over there doing that show?" And I think Tony was working with me there in Grand Junction, and I said, "Yeah, it's our show." And he goes, "Hey, man, I got monster trucks in the truck. Let some of those other guys go and put me in the show." I was like, "Dude, I can't do that. I can't do that." But he couldn't figure out why, you know, but I couldn't do it, man. They can't. Those guys have been there all week, you know. So, all right, let's talk about Borba, man.
Well, you know, we just before we jump into that, Chris Roy, everybody's got their stories with him. You know, I wouldn't be able to be where I'm at today without him. I mean, long story short, yeah, him and I have had our issues throughout the years, and so has everybody else. But I do owe a lot to where I'm at today because of him. So God bless you, Chris. I hope you're doing well, and I hope life finds you some peace in whatever you're going through, dude.
That's the truth, man. I wish the best for everybody like that, you know, that's going through hard times, tough times, or whatever. I don't wish ill on anybody, man. Even my enemies, I don't wish ill on, you know. I mean, it's just one of the things, man.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, jumping into John Borba, you know, I was still working for Chris, and he got a call, "Hey, I need an announcer for Clark County, Washington, one of the bigger shows on the West Coast." And Chris threw me in there, went down there, did the show, got to meet Mike Strode. You know, they've done some pretty wild stuff. Great folks there, too. Not sure if you've ever come across him, but that whole family is amazing. Then that kind of just rolled into me meeting John Borba and talking. He started giving me little pointers here and there to make me a better announcer. Right. And just a little bit here and there, and he'd just feed me little ones here and there. And once I figured them out, he'd give me another one. And man, I got to give it to him on that end. He really built where I'm at today. And then I got to work with a good dude named Lloyd Massey.
I knew Lloyd.
Yeah, Lloyd's amazing. Love that kid to death. And that's one of the few people, and like you, Roller, I don't mind stepping down off the mic for somebody like that or somebody like you. That kid was absolutely phenomenal. Could own a crowd anywhere he was at.
Right.
That dude was awesome.
Yeah, he was. Guaranteed, man. I'll guarantee it for sure. I just to not interrupt you, but to interrupt you anyway. My first show when I worked with Danny was in Colorado Springs, and I was working with Danny's announcer, his dad's announcer. His name was Mitch, and Mitch. I showed up and I said, "Hey, I'm supposed to learn how to be an announcer." And Mitch said, "Okay, just follow me and stuff, you know." And he goes, "This will probably be my last show," and well, it was, you know. I don't know why they got rid of him, but anyway, I was the announcer from then on in. But anyway, Mitch was making an announcement intermission, or right before intermission, and he goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, stop by the novelty stand. They got black and white checkered flags, T-shirts, hats, little toy trucks, and right now, for all you one-eared people, they have earplugs half off." And I just kept rolling, with the thing. I didn't say it; he said it. So one of the ushers comes up to me and he's like, "Were you the announcer just a minute?" I go, "No, it was him. Do you need to talk to him?" He goes, "Yeah, there's somebody over here that needs to talk to him." And I said, "Okay." So and he said, "Hey, he's pissed off." And I said, "Why?" And he goes, "Well, I don't know, but he's mad." So anyway, I told him to go over there, and he went over. Well, the man's little boy had only one ear.
Oh no.
What's the probability of that? And by the time that guy got out of there, I think he had half the novelty stand with him, man, just to make it a better, just to calm him down, but he was pissed that he did that. But anyway, go ahead now.
No, you're good. I couldn't imagine the look on that announcer's face when that came around.
Yeah, no, it was tough. It was tough.
Yeah, pretty hard to dig yourself out of that hole.
Yeah.
Anyway, got to work with Lloyd, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know the story, but when I met Lloyd, I was with John Borba. We were doing one of the fair conventions, right?
Uh-huh.
And we're going. So after the conventions, you go to these hospitality suites, and you just kind of meander and talk to different people and kind of do your thing. Well, we're in this room, and it's all cowboy hats everywhere you can see.
Right.
And if you don't know Lloyd, he was a black kid, and his whole family were all black, and they walk into this room, and the whole room goes dead silent, and they're all looking at him like, "What? Why are you guys here?" And within about 3 minutes, that whole place was eaten out of Lloyd's hand. I mean, he had them cracking up and laughing, and I think that whole place signed what they were doing. They were all tap dancers, and they signed them right there because they were funny, they were talented, and just a great group of people to be around.
Right. Yeah, he was an entertainer. I'll guarantee you that right now. But
anyway, so we started running with Borba, doing a bunch of shows, kind of been all over. Man, I don't even know where to take it from there. I kind of went through life doing a lot of Borba shows. I've got to work with some great people throughout the years, all over the country, starting to turn into all over the world. Yeah, where do we want to take it from there, Roller?
Well, dude, this is your story, so we can talk in between. We don't have to get right into the whole physical story of your life in the first 10 minutes of the show or something like that. But right. Let's just kick back for a minute and let's talk about working with Monster X Tour, dude. I started with Danny when Danny first started Monster X. It was him and Tony and me, and I was the announcer, and it was just us. And man, we did a lot of things. And then a friend of ours, we called him Nitro, he used to come and help us, and Woody Z used to come and help us, the Z-Man. And man, we used to put on some great shows, dude. And then Danny got big, and we just started getting more announcers and stuff like that, and then Tony goes into the office and starts doing booking and everything, and this is where it's at today. So what is it like for you, and then I'll explain what it's like for me to work for a company like Monster X Tour?
Well, these guys, they work hard. We do a lot of stuff, and one thing I can say about them, anybody that does work for them always works for them, unless you really mess up, but they're loyal. I mean, Tony's definitely stepped up and had my back in some situations I could never repay him for. This company as a whole is they take care of you like family. Once you're in, you're tight, and you never have to worry about a thing. They always got you, and that's one of the best things about working for them.
That's the truth, man. I was fortunate enough to be with Danny when he first met his wife and her daughter, and then they had the boys, and I got to watch the boys grow up. I got to watch Tony's kids grow up, man. And now these kids are all old, and they're doing things, and then one day I just realized my God, I am getting old, man. These kids are all grown kids and mustaches and doing their own things and stuff. And I was so privileged to be able to be at the shows with them. I can remember going to the shows with Danny's boys and playing football and playing with Hot Wheels in the dirt. We'd make tracks and just, we had such a great, it was a family, man. And I love those kids to this day. If I comment on something in their racing deal or even with, Tony's, I tell them, hey man, I love you. I really do. And I mean that with all my heart. I mean, I absolutely, like, they're my kids. Like, I'm the uncle, I love these kids, and it is a family. I mean, I started off with Danny's dad. And Stanley taught me the classic car business, and then he taught me the monster truck business, man. And I will never, never forget that. I never was cheated on a paycheck. I always got paid. He always trusted me. And, man, he took me under his arm. Stanley did. And I have to say that I learned from one of the best in the business, man. I learned how to make him wanting more, leave them with a good show and make them want it to where they want to come back again next year. Monster Truck Spectaculars is what it was, and that's what we instilled in all of our people, man. And it was just it still is to this day.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, we're thick as thieves, so to speak. And what another thing I really like about them, is I've got a lot of time in this industry. I've only got a little over 5 years in, off and on with Monster X, but they've really let me take the lead on some things, or they listen to my opinions when I have something to say. It doesn't fall on deaf ears, and it's great because you get to put your input in and you try to put out the very best product that you can, and they're all open to great ideas. So it's been nice to do that. You're not just a number with them, when I got to work with Hot Wheels, and it was great. The thing with Hot Wheels, you showed up, you did your job, you go home, you never answer your phone. It's fly in, fly out, and it's brainless. But that kind of got boring, right?
Right.
Now with these guys, it's completely the opposite, man. I get to go after things that I want to go after. If I have a suggestion, they listen to it, and then we talk it out to see how we can make it better. So it's really great to be in this team right now. I'm in my happy place.
Right. It was one of the hardest things that I had to do, and I can remember the day. It was in Bakersfield, and it was a weekend show, and I called Tony and Danny, and I said, I need to meet you guys for lunch. And they said, okay. You could hear it in Tony's voice, like, okay, what's going on, and I said, well, we just need to talk. And so I showed up, we all ate lunch together, and I said, guys, I have to leave the company, man. I have to leave something that I totally love doing. It's a passion. I've been around forever, and I love the people I work with, but I said I have to spend some time with my father because he's not doing well. And it's just one of those things that, it's always family first, and they understood that. They didn't get mad. They didn't do anything. They said, Roller, we wish you the best. And I said, I would love to be able to maybe come back or something. And they said, there's always a spot for you if you want, And if there was a spot open and they needed me for a show, I'd go do it for them in a heartbeat. And I'm blessed that they let me continue to do Colorado Springs. It keeps my toe in the water. I love doing it for them and stuff like that. And it's just a fun time for me. And I would if I don't want to get back on the airplane every week. I'm past that now. But if they needed it in a pinch and they needed me, I'd be there for them in a heartbeat, man. It's just the way it is. It really is.
Well, careful what you wish for there, Roller, because you never know. That stuff's coming up quick.
Well, no, Tony knows, man. I mean, one thing that I told Tony straight up is I said, I am never going to ask you to create a place for me if you're full up on announcers. I said, I am not. These guys are doing this for a living. And I said, I'm not going to be that guy that's going to be there every weekend, and I'm not going to jump in and take something from somebody, you know. I mean, like just for instance in Lake Charles, I used to love to do Lake Charles, man. I had a lot of great friends down there, but now Jason's down there, and I think Sean goes to help him a little bit and stuff. And I would never ask for that show unless I was invited down or something like that. But I'm never going to step on any of you guys' toes, but I am there if something happens and then they say, hey, Roller, we need you this weekend, man. And if I'm free, bam, I'm on the airplane and I'm coming down, man. I'm going to go help you guys. I'll be there. But at least we get to hang out in Colorado Springs, huh? That's what it's all about.
Heck yeah, buddy. Heck yeah, bud. And you know, that's the cool thing about this whole crew is everybody's multifaceted. They're all capable of wearing different hats. You know, you've seen me. I jump on the track. I'll build the track. I'll run the show, produce the show, whatever I need to do. And we're all that way. I mean, I've worked side by side with Jason on the floor because we had somebody else on the mic, and we all are happy to do it because it's just a little change in game, and you get to see it from a little different aspect, and you know, you don't have to be that showman all the time. You can just put on the show, and that makes it nice. These guys let you kind of go everywhere.
Right, and it is fun, man. It really is. You know, no, Tony, I don't love to paint the track. Tony, it's no shit. Now, dude, I wish I would have thought, if I would have known you'd been on here and that would have been brought up, I still have the shorts. I still have the shirt. It was in Oregon, and I think it was, Tony, was it Cottage Grove or no, was it, I can't remember. It wasn't Oregon. Maybe it was California. Anyway, nobody was on time. Everybody was late. I was the only one there. And Tony goes, Roller, you're going to have to do the track. You're going to have to paint. You're going to have to build the track. You're going to have to do all this shit. And I started to paint the track, and the paint thing blew up on me. I had a brand new pair. It was California. You're right. It was was it not Eureka? Tulare. I think it was Tulare, California is where it was. But anyway, the paint gun blew up on me, and it got paint all over my shoes, all over my clothes. And these were brand new things. And I called Tony, and I was pissed. Boy, I was mad. I was like, Eureka. Maybe it was Eureka, yeah. And I was like, damn, G, you got to get some people here. I'm so pissed off right now. I'm ready to just leave. And, you know, he talked me down and stuff, and we pulled off a good show, and it was just fun, man. But that's that. Yeah, all the stories do start where were we at, and that's the truth, because we did so many that, you know, how many are you doing a year now, Taylor? How many did you do last year in 2025?
Oh, I think I was like right at 38 or 39 weekends. I don't even know how many shows with all that, you know, and we also went out of country. So it was an awesome year. As a company, we did 168 different venues.
Wow, that's crazy. And that's not just, those venues are 2 shows, you know, and so it adds up. And yeah, and that's right. Gee, you were, Tony's on here. I don't know if you're seeing the comments or not, but they were filmed. We were picked to do a reality show, and they were filming the reality show, and they were getting some bits and pieces and stuff like that, and they were going to put a reel together and show it to some people and see if they would pick us up. Well, they wanted us to redo that whole scene again where the paint thing blew up, and I was just like, no, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen in any way, shape. I was not very happy, but we even had, in Bakersfield, we had Russ and Woody get into an argument, and they wanted to redo the argument again, and where they got into scraps, and we're like, dude, we can't do that. We're trying to keep peace here in this meeting, because we had a pre-show meeting, you know, and we're trying to keep a show meeting here, and you want us to do this drama deal for your reality show, and it's just not going to happen, man. We're all friends, and we're definitely not going to get that on film for sure. So,
right.
Yeah. So let's see here. Go ahead, and I'm just reading everybody's comments and see if I can bring anything.
Go ahead.
When
we're talking about Sammy and Ronnie and all them, I remember this story. I think if you think about it, about who was in Twin Falls about that same time, and who the promoter was, I don't want to just out him, but it'd be pretty easy to figure out. We're standing around after that day. Sammy had just handed me that wad of cash, and we're playing with Ronnie's remote control car, and we're out there just talking smack, having a good time. And here comes that promoter on his little red Vespa, and he's got these short little white shorts on, and he gets off his Vespa and he's talking to us, and he's got his hands in his pockets and he's fumbling around one side to the other, back and forth, and this little nugget just floats right out of the bottom of his shorts, and he jumps on his Vespa without saying a word and took off. And if you guys know who I'm talking about, it's one of the funniest things you can think of when you think about that guy.
There's stories that we can tell, and then there's people, like, I always wanted to write a book, and in my welcoming the crowd, I used to always say, give me some thunder. And that's what I was wanted to write a book, and I wanted to call it Give Me Some Thunder. But there's stories that we can't use names on, and then there's stories that we can't tell. And it wouldn't have made a good enough book that people would have really liked, because we couldn't use names and tell certain stories that were just fun stories, and just times on the road that we had after show hours and stuff like that, just good times, man.
Oh man, it never ends. It's always a good time. And this team in particular, like, we all play well together. We'll go out and do stuff, and yeah, there's a lot of things you just don't talk about, but man, it's an amazing life and an amazing experience to be able to do what we do for a living, man. I'm truly blessed in that aspect.
Guaranteed, and I know that she's probably still on here, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, Jennifer, she used to work in the office with us, and she'd come to the shows with us and stuff. And on Saturday, mine and her deal was to go shopping for tennis shoes, because I'm a tennis shoe freak, and we'd go look for tennis shoes for me and stuff. But it's just little stories like that, and the things you did on the downtime, because we needed that downtime, because it was such a fast pace that we were only there for the weekend and we had to do so much.
Oh yeah, it's a lot. It's crazy what we can pack into a couple of days, going into some of these stadiums, and we're bringing in, 5,000 sheets of plywood and 2,500 yards of dirt, and we're doing it in a day, and then it's coming out in a day. It's absolutely insane, the stuff that we really pull off.
Yeah, guaranteed, Yeah, shopping for gator heads. That's right, Sean, for sure. Down in Lake Charles. But there's a young lady on here who I worked with her father, and she wanted to know if you did any shows in Paso Robles, California.
I don't think so. But some of those California shows all run together, because, we do a fair show on a weekend, and then you're doing another fair show on a Tuesday, Wednesday somewhere else, and then you're at another fair show that weekend. So I truthfully don't think so, but I don't remember them all.
Right, exactly. Yeah, let's see here. Boggin Racer's on here, and he says on a Vespa, had to be a Vespa.
Yeah.
So getting back with Monster X Tour, so you worked with them for a while, and then you decided that you were going to go out and try to get on your own. And because back in 2012, I wasn't with anybody. I was just doing shows here and there for Borba and Chris and kind of whoever I could get in with. Right.
In 2012, I tried to do my own thing, and one was a Grand Slam, sold out 2 events, and then we tried that same place again 6 months later, and it absolutely kicked us in the teeth. Definitely learned that high school football is not something you want to go up against in a small town, and it knocked us in the dirt. And then, I did a few shows, was starting to get in pretty good with X. I was logging full-time up in Montana, and I dragged my kid with me, my son. He's 19 now, but he started doing this stuff with me when he was 10.
Uh-huh.
I've had him building track and running equipment since he was little. So we were running all over the Northwest and all over doing these shows. And then came across this gentleman that wanted to do some shows, and we kind of teamed up together. and it was a good idea. Let's just leave it at that. It was a good idea, and if it would have worked, it was kind of old school where all the shows were together, one after the other.
Right.
And they were all about 200 miles apart. Some were even closer. So it was just old school, and we were excited about it. But, you know, I was trying to cook in other people's kitchens, so to speak, and it just didn't work out.
Right. And hey, you know what? A guy's when he's young and opportunities knock, you got to try. You know, you got to try. But you always remember where you had the best feeling and the best support and all that, and you always seem to grow. If they'll have you back, you gravitate back to it, and that just happens to be the X Tour. There's a gentleman on here named Jake Lennon, and he wants to know, where is your next show?
My next show is this coming weekend in Springfield, Massachusetts.
Whoa, that's a long ways from where you are, my brother.
Yeah, the whole team's flying up there. I get to go with Tony and the crew and have a good time up there. And then the weekend after that, we're in Iowa, and then Rochester, Minnesota, and then I come back to the West Coast. February 7th, we start a solid 6 or 7 week run on the West Coast.
I loved the West Coast run, man. It was so fun. I loved doing the shows in Bakersfield and stuff like that, you know. Just having a good time, man. The West Coast was always a fun time for me.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And Sean, I'll be coming back south whenever that crew is not available. I mean, you guys have one of the best crews in the United States right down in the South.
Guaranteed.
So it doesn't. It's like what Roller said earlier. You know, I don't need to go out there and step on those guys' toes. They're in a lot of ways they're better than I am. So I wouldn't want to. I would go work with them. I don't want to work against them.
Yeah, there was always Team West Coast, Team East Coast, and Team Black Trailer. I remember. Yeah, but no, dude. You know, I think you're hooked up with the right guys. I think you have a great future with them. I would tell you to stick with them as long as you can and learn everything, because Danny learned from his dad, and Danny took what he learned from his dad and he times that by 4. And he's taken his dad's show and made it even bigger, man. And it's just a company that I will always remember. I mean, hell, I got the X on my arm, brother. I mean, I'm a Monster X Tour guy for life. I mean, I'm marked, and it's kind of like being on Yellowstone, you know, where they got the big branding iron on their chest, you know, for working. I've got the X on my arm, dude, and I've got it in a microphone, and that happened down in I got the X in Oregon, and then we all went down to Abilene and did the show down there, and Z had a friend that was his tattooer that had moved down there, and me and Rick Long went over, and Woody, and I got the microphone and all that finished up, and he finished the tat out, and everything was built around the X and stuff, you know. So yeah, I'm Monster X Tour for life unless I lose an arm, but then I hope I don't. But I'm still gonna be X Tour, man, for sure.
Man, I'm never going anywhere. If I did, it'd just be back to a real life and a real job.
Right. Right.
This is home for me. These guys take really good care of me. Like I said, they let me have my head in a lot of ways, and when they need to, they pull the reins just a little bit and let me go again. So I'm not going anywhere. They treat me way too good, and I like it. You know, I've worked for a lot of different guys, and it wasn't always this good.
Right. Well, you know, I mean, they're big enough to really be known, and I just love the whole profile of how everything goes, man. You know, I really do. And it's even, I've never got to see him do it, but even G, it was Tony, I call him G. I've called him that since day one. But even he gets out and does a little announcing every once in a while. And I'd like to be a person up in the stands just to watch and see how he does it, man.
Dude, he does a fantastic job. That's, like I said, this whole crew's like that. even our East Coast dirt guys will get on the mic sometimes when they need to, and they're pretty damn good. They've all been around it long enough. They got a good feel for what our vibe is, and Tony, man, he's a great leader. So he leads by example. If we've had, you were involved with it. Some of it we had some issues with trucks and teams and stuff this year, where maybe they lacked a little bit of motivation. And dude, Tony's ripping off his crew shirt, and he's jumping in them trucks, and he's saying, I don't know what I'm doing, but if you tell me what to do, I'll do it right now. And man, you can't not follow a guy like that. He is a great leader in that aspect.
Right, and that all boils down to the Stanley Torgerson days. At the Stanley Torgerson days, you didn't have a specific job. You were just part of the whole show, and you did whatever you had to do to make it work, man. And everybody knew how to run equipment. Everybody knew how to announce. Everybody knew how to coordinate. They knew everything. I mean, I can remember one time we had Tex McDermott come into Abilene, and Tex had been working for, I think he worked for Jam, and he was going to join the team as an announcer. And have you ever been to Abilene?
I haven't done the Abilene show, no.
I don't know if they still have the same old building or not, but in the Abilene building, the announcers were back underneath the grandstands, and that's where the room was where we had all of our music and all that stuff. And Tex shows up, and he's looking around. He goes, "Oh, this is a good sized little room," and it was a good little room. And he goes, "Now, who runs your music for you?" And I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, who runs your music while you're out there announcing?" I said, "I run new building on the same property." "Oh, wow. I have to go and check that one out sometime." But I told him, I said, "I run my music." He goes, "Well, how do you run your music and announce the show at the same time?" And I said, "It's years of practice, bro. It's years of practice." And there's a certain announcer, I'm not going to say any names, worked for Danny's dad and worked for us, but he always had somebody running his music, and because he wanted to be the guy out front, the star. And I just never thought of it that way, man. I was just there to keep the show flowing, keep the show running, but I had to do it all, man. I had to learn my music. I had to do all that stuff. And Tex was just like, "Dude, I don't think I can do this, man. I really don't think I can handle this deal." And I said, "Well, if this is what you want to do with this company, you're going to have to learn how to do it, bro. And that's all there is to it. And you do the same thing, man. You run your music, you announce the show, and you coordinate. I mean, we've all done those three jobs."
Oh yeah, dude, and you know, we're not spoiled by the rodeo by the guy you're talking about, but it is crazy. You're announcing, you're trying to, you're communicating with your track crew at the same time, and you're running a stopwatch for tough trucks, you're running the lights for the red and greens, and you're also trying to read these guys' names and make sure you're keeping everything right, and you're running your brackets down for tough trucks, all while you're announcing. It's pretty wild, man. It's a lot of fun.
It keeps you humping. It keeps you on your toes. I promise you that for sure. Got a young lady on here, of course, it's Carter. And Carter, yes, the Denver Coliseum used to be our biggest show of the year. Back when Stanley was there, we used to do 4 shows. We'd do a Friday, we'd do 2 Saturday, and 1 Sunday. So it was a 4 show. Never done one at the Pepsi Center at all, but definitely have done many shows in the Denver Coliseum for sure. So, but yeah, it's just something that you learn, and once you learn it, it's hard to give it up, isn't it? I mean, it's hard to give up those jobs. I mean, I want to run the show this way, and then you got somebody else coming in wanting to run the show. It's just like when Danny sold an amp. They put this thing in my ear, and they were telling me what to say. And
oh, man.
I was like, this is not going to work for me. And I took it out, and I threw it on the floor. And at intermission, they come down, they're like, "You've got to put that back in your ear because we got to tell you what to do." And I said, "If you need to tell me what to do after so many years of doing it, I don't need to be here." I said, "I'm not going to listen to you tell me to say this and to say this and to say that. It's not the way I am." And I said, "I'm just not going to do it." And I never had to do it again. But
dude, I've got a guy now that I love him to death. He's a brother of mine. We spend a lot of time together. and he happens to run a ride truck, and I'll just get done saying something about the ride truck, come get a ride, all that kind of stuff. And man, he's calling me over to his truck. Man, you got to talk about me more. You got to do this. It's like, bro, you go run your ride truck. I'll do my job. All right.
Right. It's the truth. And I was never one to want to tell the prices of the ride truck. I'd rather have the
Never
people.
do.
I wanted to have the people get in line, and then that way the kids were all excited. And when they got up there, dude, I can remember when they started out, ride truck rides were $10, $7 or something like that. And I don't even know what a ride truck ride is now anymore. $20 maybe or something like that, But by the time that people go to dinner, they buy T-shirts, they buy tickets, they buy all that. They spend a fair amount of change, and then here the kids want to ride the monster truck. Well, if you pre-tell them what the price is, it's easier for the dad to say, no, we're not going to do that. So you just kind of tell everybody, go ride a ride truck, man. Take a ride on a ride truck. It's the funnest thing in the world, and it actually is fun, man. It's a great time. It really is. It's a great time. And Carter, I got you a ride when you were a little girl on a ride truck with your dad at the Denver Coliseum. So it was one of my shows that you were at. So anyway, there you go. But
no, and I'm the same way, Roller. I rarely ever say the price. It's definitely kind of a sticker shock thing. So it's really hard to say no to a kid when you're standing there at the ladder and you're looking up there and you tell them a price. Dad ain't going to say no very often.
No, well, he can't, because if he loves his family, he's just not going to do it, man. I mean, if he's a true ass, then yeah, he'll say that, But no, and that what else is funny, and you've probably seen this too, dude. How many times have you seen the family show up at the monster truck show and during the pit party, and mom's walking around and she's got a dress on and she's all prim and proper, and she's like, oh, this is so dirty, and then after the end of the show, you're in the autograph line over there standing, because I used to go to the autograph line and stand down at the very far end and thank people for coming to the show. And there's mom standing in line, and her hair's messed up. She might have a little bit of mud on her, and she's like, that was the coolest freaking thing I ever seen in my life. I'll be back next year. And I'm like, wow, we converted you, didn't we? Have you ever ran into that?
Oh, man. Almost every weekend you get one, if not more.
Guaranteed, man. It's just funny to see that happen, man. And what's the coolest thing is to see their faces, man, when you're going through the autograph lines and stuff, and they're actually sitting there looking, because I used to watch them. I love to watch people, and they're just infatuated with the drivers and what they did and stuff like that, man. It's just so cool to. Without those people, we wouldn't have a job, man. And you always got to take time out for those people, man. Guaranteed.
Oh, for sure. And what I like the most is crowd interactions. You know how it is announcing. You get that crowd interaction. You bring them up, you bring them down, you bring them up. But when you get good drivers, and we're blessed right now, we've got really good people driving. They might not be the best drivers, but they are some of the best crowd pleasers there is. They'll go out there, they'll jump up in the stands, and they're sitting with the crowd, just making friends, man.
Yeah.
And those people remember that stuff the rest of their life.
Guaranteed, man. They really do. It's a bonding moment, man. I mean, I know you've had this happen. Okay, let's just take, for instance, a Friday. Okay, we fly in as announcers late Thursday night. We get in there at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, whatever time it is. We've been working all day and maybe at another job. And then you get to the hotel. Well, the hotel somehow has screwed everything up, and you don't have a room, or it's not been paid for, or something like that. So you got to battle all that. And then you get a key, and then, of course, the key don't fit. And then you got to go back downstairs and get a key and stuff. And then you got to be up at the arena at 4 o'clock in the morning for TV. And so you do TV, then you do radio, you go to displays, you do all that, you do the show, you get done with the show, you do autographs, and by that time it's 10:30, maybe 11, depending on how long the ride truck and the autographs go for and all that. And then you decide to go get something to eat. And it never fails. It's either Denny's or it's one of them places like that. Or
Waffle House,
a
man.
Waffle
Waffle
House,
House.
Waffle House. I'll tell you a Waffle House story here pretty soon, but Waffle House or Applebee's or something like that, and you walk in the door, and there's a table full of people that were at the show. And there's little kids, and they're like, look at there they are, That's the monster truck guys. And pretty soon, you see them over there whispering to the dad, and then the dad's like, go talk to him. And we just get done eating or just get ready to order our dinner, and here they come. And they're like, hey, we were at the monster truck show. I said, yeah, I know, I remember you in the line and all that stuff. And then your meal gets cold, and it's just something that you got to do, though. Am I correct or not?
Oh, 100%, man. And you know what? That for us is the payoff. I mean,
Guaranteed.
That's a payoff for me. Like at the end of the day, when you put out a good event and you're getting that kind of feedback, you're like you said, you're sitting in a restaurant after hours, you're beat down and you're covered in dirt, everything's sticky and just nasty. But these kids are coming up, and it takes that all away, man. You're not sore anymore. Your feet don't hurt anymore for a while, just because these kids just put life back into you.
Guaranteed. So, as an announcer, what is your go-to when maybe you're not coordinating the show, okay, and you're not running any equipment, you're not doing anything, you're just the announcer? As an announcer, when you have a truck rollover or you have something, what is your go-to to keep the crowd? Because it's our job to keep that enthusiasm going as an announcer. You don't just say the sponsors and name the trucks and you're done. If there's a downtime, you got to keep that crowd going. What is your go-to that you normally do to keep that crowd going?
I like to have fun sometimes, and it's never just one thing. It's the feel of the crowd. Are they a crowd that's going to feed more off of throwing out a few T-shirts and playing with them that way, or is it you just play a song like Sweet Caroline and get them doing that and playing back and forth? But my go-to is just to get them engaged. You go down there, you grab the driver, you do an interview, and you get the driver to hype them up. And then, you got 3 or 4 more minutes you got to kill. So you're sometimes just jump into the crowd and interview a kid, hey, is this fun for you? That kind of thing. But it's always about just keeping that crowd engaged. As soon as we've seen it, we've been at shows where an announcer will just go dead and the whole vibe of the show just dies off.
Oh, it does. I mean, and then it's hard for the show to get back on track again, and then everybody's walking out. That was a terrible show, man. It was terrible. And,
right.
And it's all because the announcer didn't do his job. I mean, he didn't keep the crowd going. You got to do that, and you really do.
Right. And some announcers have it. You have it. I would like to think I have it. And then you get these guys that you could teach them and train them and teach them, and they just never get it, bro.
It's the truth, man. You're like, God, it's not that hard. I don't think that they really know how to be an entertainer, and you have to be an entertainer to be an announcer. You got to get out there every once in a while and do a little dance, or you got to have a dance contest, and you got to make fun, and you got to pick at the drivers, and you got to, I used to love, of course, as an auctioneer during the tough truck competition, they'd be going around the track, and I'd go, and here he comes around the track, look at him going around here, over 1 bump, 2 bump, 3 bump, 4, and that was my deal. And then I'd say, he's running with 3 squirrels and a chipmunk, and one of the squirrels stubbed its toe, or whatever, or hey, he's driving to his favorite Britney Spears CD or something like that, and it's just, you got to have fun, man. You got to have fun.
You had Shane and Lee Plato on not too long ago, and one of my favorite things that ever happened with Lee, we're at a show in, I think it was Imperial, California, maybe, and it was great because, we line him up for racing, and Lee's just scattered. I mean, the name of his truck is absolutely perfect because he's scattered a lot of the time. and so we get him lined up, and he's got it up on the boost, he's got holding the brake, and he's got the pipe going. And we drop the flag, and he shoots backwards. He put it in R for race instead of putting it in drive. And it was that stuff like that just keeps it fun, man.
Yeah, it really does. And Boggin Racer's on here right now, and he says, what do you do when everything's going wrong and the crowd isn't feeling it? What is the over-the-top thing that gets the crowd, on their feet and yelling for you in a good way?
You know, sometimes it's a bear. I mean, I bet you a handful of times at all the shows I've done in all my life, I bet you there's 5 that I couldn't win back. Usually I just keep throwing shit at the wall until it sticks, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you got to work through a crowd. You got to kind of know the area too, so you can maybe relate to them. You find a relatable thing.
Yeah.
And get to them that way. I mean, I was out in California, and I completely lost the crowd because I said a little bit. You know, I had a driver there. His name was Brandon, and of course, had to say, you know, I introduced him and I said, "Hey, give him a let's go, Brandon." Dude, the whole place booed me, and they would not react the rest of the show.
Yeah, I've been there, done that. It's called putting your foot in your mouth, boy. That's what it's called, man.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that one buried me, and I like that one. Still gives me goosebumps and heebie-jeebies.
That's the truth. That's the truth. So we're right at a good spot that I want to talk, because as I'm going to play your song here, and as we're playing the song, I'm going to go get something off my desk over here at the other end, and then we're going to get back into talking about having our favorite things that we do in the crowd. So we'll be right back here in just a minute, guys. This is a song, of course, everybody that's on a Sunday. I just started this. I think I had Tony on the Sunday, so he's probably going to want me to make a song about him, and I guess I will, because I love him and he's the G man. But anyway, I started making songs for anybody that's on the Sunday show, and they get their own song, and of course I send it to them first, and I let them approve it and all that, and if I have to change anything and stuff. So anyway, this here is called A Young Man's Dream. We'll be right back here. We're talking to Taylor Dulaney from Monster X Tour, guys. We'll be back here in a minute on Pedal to the Metal.
16 years young at the Twin Falls gate, county fair dust and a hand-me-down fate. Shook hands with Sammy under carnival light. Didn't know that night would change my life. Met Ronnie and we hit it fast. Ran out of hope, boss, till the night was past. Passed out cold in a rusted ride. Woke up to cruise with the sunrise. Filled with scrub and tires and line. I grabbed a rag, didn't check the time. Didn't wait, didn't hesitate. That's how you earn your place. That's how it starts when you show up early, stay late, get dirty, don't leave it pretty. No contract signed, just trust and pride. Built on work you can't deny. Years roll on, but the fire survives. Taylor Dulaney, outlaw alive. Every mile leaves another scar. Still chasing crowds in county fairs. At the end of the day, Sammy smiled, wide pressed cash in my hand, said be ready to ride. 1 week later, keys in my palm, driving a ride truck, nervous but calm. Long dusty roads and motel lights, chasing daylight into the night. Learning quick what the road demands, earn your keep with your own 2 hands. High anxiety shook the stands, troublemaker hard to command. Taurus thundered, monster patrol flew, while Stang bit nasty habits too. G.I. Joe rolling town to town, every run when the lights went down. Then the work got deeper, more than just the wheel. Office calls and a weight of the deal. Booking dates and handling flow, keeping the wheels on every show. Hired a voice who never showed, got tossed a mic, had to carry the load. Crowd staring back, no place to hide. Found my voice on a dirt pack ride. 19 years old, heart beating loud, learning fast in front of a crowd. That's how it goes when you live it true. Steel and dirt teach what to do. No safety net, no second guess. Just sweat, timing and stubbornness. Years roll on, but the fire survives. Taylor Dulaney, outlaw alive.
nights in Washington rain. Met John Boy, but learned the game. Long, hard seasons, show by show, how to pace the work and when to go. When not with John, still stayed busy, helping where needed. Never picky, built the lanes and ran the line. Kept it moving, kept it tight. Some nights flew, some hit the wall. That road humbles one and all. Every win and every fall writes your name on the bathroom wall. Let's write my own shows. Took the swing, one went strong, one broke everything. That's how you learn what risk demands, no excuses. Just dirt on your hands, and came monster truck wars down the line. Every town, every overtime. Then monster extort, back again, still chasing dirt, still chasing wind. Tried again solo, didn't hold. Now I'm back where the hard work grows, building tracks, calling the show, still doing what I know. Worked for Bill Payne, drove the General loud, stars and stripes and a hometown crowd. Drove Cyclops once, didn't go clean, bent up steel in a bruised up dream. Some lessons hurt, some make you stay, some teach you pride you don't throw away. That's where it stands after all these years. Fairground dust and honest tears. No big claims, no victory cry, just steady work and a reason why. Years roll on, but the fire survives. Taylor Dulaney, outlaw alive, still builds a track, still calls a ride, still thanks the Lord he tried. If you know this life, you know the cost. Some things earned, some things lost. Still here, still proud, still true. That road never lets go of you.
Well, if you guys are at a show that that Taylor's at, and you see him, get his autograph because he's famous now. He's not even a legend in his own mind. He's a legend now, baby. He's got his own music. But hey, dude, I just got to pay a couple bills right fast. You know how it is. Let me go ahead and get these commercials out of the way, and then we'll get right back to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Pedal to the Metal. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. Hey, Lugnuts, take a look at our new partner, 6ix9ine Graphics and Design, a small design and marketing company big on personalized service. They work close with you to get your business noticed with graphics that stand out and get attention. 6ix9ine Design focuses on stickers, decals, and graphics for your hot rods, custom projects, or business marketing. 6ix9ine Design also includes logo design, brochures, signs, business cards, banners, custom apparel, vehicle graphics, and much more. Remember, that's 6 and the number 9 Graphics and Design. Or go to 6ix9design.com or find them on Instagram at 6ix9 Design. Hey, Lugnuts, need pick me up to start your day? Then it's time to go to Rise and Grind. At Rise and Grind Coffee in Parker, Colorado, you'll find everything from bold espressos to creamy lattes to refreshing chai teas and smoothies. Whether you love it regular or decaf, we've got the perfect cup waiting for you. Hungry? Grab a hot breakfast burrito and a fresh muffin to go with your drink. And don't forget to check in on our merchandise. Perfect gift for any coffee lover. Planning on an event? Rise and Grind brings coffee to you with our family-equipped portable coffee trailer. Perfect for weddings, meetings, celebrations of any kind. Stop by 475 Singing Hills Road in Parker or give us a call at 480-212-3787. That's 480-212-3787. Rise and Grind Coffee, fueling your day one cup at a time. We thank our sponsors, and we're always looking for more sponsors. So if you want to be a sponsor of the show, get a hold of me at jeffrichards327 at gmail.com. But we're talking to Taylor Dulaney from the Monster X Tour, guys. And, dude, we've already been in the show an hour, and it's gone fast. I guarantee you that right now.
Man, it doesn't even feel like we got anywhere.
I know. I got a guy in here, and it says, "Hey, Taylor, us tough truck drivers need a little shout out, brother. P.S. This is Bubbles. LOL."
Yeah, that's old Bubbles, man. I tell you what, this West Coast tough truck crew is pretty wild. They always put on a good show. If you guys ever get a chance, you see them at a show, check out the Dirt Star Mafia boys. Man, they bring horsepower, and they bring a lot, man. It's fun. You can build them almost anything, and they won't cry too bad. But these guys they're game, man.
I like how you said "too bad," because sometimes you build some stuff and they're like, "We ain't going off that shit." And I'm like, well, you are if you're going to play in this arena tonight. That's all there is.
Yeah,
to it.
right.
Yeah.
Oh no! You got to go out there and fix it.
Yeah.
My biggest thing is I don't want to get anybody hurt. So
No.
You know how that goes.
Yeah.
But no, these got Roger Caldwell. They do a hell of a job. They're fun. And I got another tough truck guy in here, Larry Martell. He's up out of Montana. One of the fastest trucks in Montana. Great people. He puts on an event in Drummond, Montana, a couple times a year. After his son he lost his son to suicide, and so he holds a big event for him twice a year. So if you guys ever want to support that, check out Larry Martell. He's on Facebook, and he'll get you pointed in the right direction.
That's cool, man. That's cool that you do that. We're talking about our filler acts right now, and that's what these guys are. And it's good to see those stadium trucks run and stuff like that, but I'm with Boggin Racer. I want to see full sends on stock suspensions, man. There is nothing better than to get somebody out there in an old beater they got out at and back in the day when there was plentiful, they had big Chrysler New Yorkers or station wagons and stuff like that, and to come out there and just bonsai stuff, man. I mean, it's such a fun, and the crowd seems to love it more. I really have to say that.
Oh, dude, the more they yard sale parts and the more that we got to pick up parts off the track, the more the crowd loves it. My favorites, it's like them old school monster truck guys where no seat belts are hanging out the window, driving over the cars.
Yeah.
I mean, when you get some redneck out, and no disrespect by calling him a redneck, but you got to be on the tism a little bit if you're going to do what these guys do. When you go out there in a Astro minivan and you go full send and you're beating, I've seen Astro minivans beat built trucks, and it cracks me up, dude.
Or Subarus.
They don't care.
Yeah, or Subaru, Baja Subarus, because they got that skid plate underneath the bottom of them and stuff. Yeah, oh, me too. I just love that. And you know what? I got that redneck in me too, man. So, that ain't going to offend nobody, I don't think, in this room for sure. But, we were talking earlier before we went and played your song and stuff. We were talking about keeping the crowd going, and I'm sure you go to arenas where you have people that are at the shows every year, and they sit together and it's a rowdy section, and they kind of help you keep the crowd going. Do you have anybody like that?
Oh, man, in a lot of different places, man. You know how it is.
Yeah.
You get those ones that you're just there every year after year, and you start to get to know them. So then they start heckling you in a good way. Like they're heckling you, and you guys start tossing it back and forth. And then pretty soon the whole crowd is doing it. And it's just a kick in the butt, man. I love it.
Yeah. I have a picture here in my hand because the first year I met these guys, and these guys are from Abilene. The first year I met them, they were in the crowd, just young guys. And that night I gave them, I called them my rowdies. I called them my Abilene rowdies. And I gave a hood to one of them. Off of a car. They helped me carry the show, and they come down after the show and they said, "Hey, could we have a hood?" And I said, "Absolutely, man, I'll get you guys a hood." So here they come through the autograph line and they're getting the hood signed, and stuff like that. So the next year I show up and here's these guys in the audience again, the same seats. And I'm like, all right, man, I got my rowdies back. And I mean, this went on for 4 or 5 years, and I'm sure Tony was part of the deal, and he could probably, if he's in here still, he could probably remember these guys. But these guys, by the time I got done, they had a hood for each one of them, and they sent me this picture right here, and this picture has been on my desk forever, and this is just 4 of them, because the other 2 had moved off and got married and stuff like that, but they all still had the hoods that I gave them, and now they have, when I used to do Abilene, they had kids, and they would bring their kids, and they would want a hood for their kids and stuff, man. It's just so good to have these people as an announcer to help you carry a show. And me and G, we had our beer garden rowdies in Grand Junction, and those people, man, they would almost take over the show if you let them, because it got a little crazy, you know. But Tony's still on here, and he remembers the Beer Garden Rowdies. I know he does, but it's so good to have those kind of people. And what I used to like to do is I used to like to split the middle of the building and do side A and side B, and just really see how many times I could get people to scream at each other, man. Just, no, that wasn't loud enough. It was a tie, you know. Or, excuse me, or a Twinkie eating contest or something like that, man. I mean, there's just so many different things that you can do. But I know as an announcer that you have got your people that help you carry the show, and it's really nice to have that kind of people, man, for sure.
Oh, dude, it's fun, and it helps the crowd relate more. They can get into it more. It's just a kick in the butt, and Tony's really good with that. And you know, the tough truck guys, they'll get out there and do it too. I get those guys out there dancing and messing around, and man, it's a hoot. Like when you start getting that vibe in a show, man, you're unstoppable. The whole show's unstoppable. It doesn't matter if you know you started with 5 monster trucks and you end with 2 because you put on a good show. If you've got that kind of camaraderie and that kind of fun happening inside your show, the crowd just carries it, and they walk away thinking that they just saw the best thing ever. Kind of like, you know, what you and I did this last year in Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
And you and I were beating our head against the wall trying to figure out what to do, but it just worked, and we had a good time, and the crowd ended up getting into what we were doing just as much as everything else.
Well, it's the truth, and you know the thing is though, and I was going to mention this too, and you mentioned it before, but I have to take my hat off to you and Sean, because you guys did a hell of a job down there, man, on the floor trying to keep that damn show running, man. I mean, damn. That was a job and a half from what we had. We started out with a truck that was had just 2-wheel drive, and then we lost one with a motor. We had one that you couldn't put air in it fast enough; it had to go down, the tire to go down. It was just that show that, as we do them, we know it's a show from hell. But you guys, we just kept them entertained, man, and you guys did a great job down there, man. I guarantee that right now.
I got to. You know, we couldn't have done it without each other. You know, Sean was really a big help for me. If I would have had somebody that didn't know what they were doing, they wouldn't have went as good. And if we would have had somebody green running the floor, it wouldn't have went that way, because we were able to make split-second decisions to make good calls. You know, hey, that truck's blowing up, grab a tire off it, get it back on this truck, and that way we don't move around. And you know, and thank God the teams were on board, and they just worked their butts off too. And it really did turn into a good event, and I think we're going to be able to go back to Colorado Springs and do a good job.
Well, I hope so, you know, but you got to admit it too. That announcer stand in Colorado Springs is the toughest announcer stand to get in and out of. It's got the stairway from hell. That thing.
Yeah, you damn near need an elevator.
Well, it's almost an elevator itself. I mean, my God, it's straight up. And for an old man like myself, it gets a little tough climbing those stairs up and down, you know. But it was good to have you guys on the floor there for sure. Sean Green's out of here. He said, "Love you guys. I'm off of here. See y'all down the road. We have trucks. SXS's guys in Louisiana to do the same, like Tony Morazzo, Dustin Barak.
Dustin DeBrock, yep.
Man, DeBrock's, I talked to him the other day. He is going to be on the Mud Sluts. He's going to be on the show. And
dude, that'll be fun. I'll watch that one for sure.
God, it was such a blast to have those guys down there.
You're gonna have to do a precursor to that show. PG-13 maybe. Or...
Well, I'm just gonna have a long heart-to-heart with him. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, good luck.
That ain't no joke. If anybody can do it. I was worried about when my brother and I were doing our show last week, and because me and my brother our natural is the F-bomb going in to talking about anything, and we pulled it off, man. I was like, damn, I'm proud of myself for not dropping those F-bombs and stuff like that, but it worked out good, man. But I think that as far as an announcer, that the crowd, when they're into it and everything is going right, it's like electricity, man.
Oh, for sure, man. And that's why we do it, man, is if we went out there and announced and the crowds, you weren't getting the crowds and it was just dead, it wouldn't be fun.
Right.
But when you can get that crowd kind of eating out of the palm of your hand, like you said, you get one side of the crowd going against the other side and they're hooping it up and having a good time. There's nothing like it, man. It's like, it's electric. It fills you up with so much just goodness and greatness. It's awesome. And it's like, you're doing a good job. Have you ever done the Quad Wars?
Oh yeah.
Style of thing,
Yeah,
where you get the battle going and whatever.
Yeah.
Man, I worked with this guy and he's one of the better Quad War guys I've worked with. His name's Randy Dinkins. We were in Oklahoma or something, and he got this crowd so mad at him. He'd tell him to shut up, and I'd say, hey, you can't talk to the crowd like that.
Right.
And I'd stick up for the crowd, and he'd rip the mic back from me, and he'd say, I don't care how they spend their welfare checks, and da-da-da, and I'd rip their... Oh, man, he'd get them so mad. And we got it one time to where he was coming around. Dude, guys were throwing beers at him as he's riding around the track, and we had to sneak him out the back. And then after the show, he's an autograph line, and everybody wants his damn autograph.
Of course. They love the outlaw. They love the outlaw for sure. Boggin Racer wants to know, do you prefer announcing from the box or down in front of the crowd?
Man, I got to say in front of the crowd, but I'm not a big people person, man. When you're announcers, like, you'll get a table in the middle of the grandstands. It's not that I hate it. It's just definitely not preferred. I'd rather be down in front, working the crowd and being able to see the crowd. I like being able to work them and kind of just make eye contact, so to speak.
I have to agree with you, man. That's it. It really. It's a different feeling to be in front of that crowd like that. I don't like announcing from a box. I don't like it, and I'm like you. I don't like having the stand up in the audience because you always get that drunk. Can you play this song for me, please? It's my wife's anniversary, and God forbid somebody has a birthday. Oh, the dreaded birthday.
Goodness.
Oh, my God. The dreaded birthday. Because all of a sudden, everybody in the audience, it just must be that day that everybody has a birthday.
Yeah, exactly, dude. You end up with one, and now you got 30.
Oh.
It's just like, oh, my goodness.
And I've had more arena box office people come up and say, hey, this person has a birthday and they want you, or their kid has a birthday and they want you to announce it. And I say, absolutely not. I'm not going to. And they're like, well, but why? They're a paying customer. I said, you don't understand. You don't understand what's going to happen. And they're like, oh, I told him you was going to do it, And so I said, okay, I'm going to show you what's going to happen. I said, I'll guarantee you, I'm going to make this announcement and we're going to do 10 more birthdays because there's going to be 10 more people in the audience that's going to have a birthday. And sure enough, man, I looked at the lady and I was like, see, it's almost you want to say, let me see some kind of idea that shows that this is your birthday. Because I don't believe you. Because there ain't that many people in this room that have the same birthday as this show is going on, So.
Well, and that's, like, when I get those, I'll have them write down their name or something. I said, I can't promise I'm going to get to it.
Right.
And I'll put it to the side. And then if I get a couple of them, what I've ended up doing is saying, I'll break into a whole little birthday bit and, hey, happy birthday to this person, happy birthday to that person.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have any birthdays? And I'll have them raise their hand and stand up. And then I have the crowd sing happy birthday. That way it's done, it's over, and they can't come back to it.
That's a pretty smart move, man. You mind if ever I do another show, I can use that one, man? Because that gets it over with. That gets it over with and gets it done. Yeah, I do for sure, like that. Excuse me. It says here, Boggin Racer said the same here. He doesn't know if he could do it in a box nearly as well. But that's the truth, man. It's just, if you're a performer, you got to be in front of the people and you got to perform, and that's all there is to it, man, for sure. So let's see. We've covered quite a bit of stuff, but we still got more stuff that we can talk about. So you're taking your motorhome. And you're going to different shows up and down the coast and stuff, so you're spending a lot of time at the track and stuff. What do you do in your off hours to kind of keep your peace and sanity, man?
I like to read a lot. I do spend a lot of time reading. I don't watch much TV, and I work, I do a lot of other stuff outside of just the show weekends. I do a lot of office work on the road, or when I'm in Phoenix, I'm in the office itself. So I'm setting up shows, getting sponsorships and that kind of thing. So I spend a lot of time doing that. And being on the road, there's times I just, for struggling with monster trucks, I'll jump in and help those guys. I'll wash trucks. I'll do whatever it needs to take, because we are one big team. And I try to get to the next place where you end up doing the media stuff, where you're on radio and you're on TV and you're doing that. So you know how it is, man. It gets filled up pretty quick.
Yeah, it does, man. But it's just different, I mean, we stayed in the hotel room and hung out on Saturday morning, and didn't have to be to the arena till 2:00 or something like that. So I slept in or whatever it was, and if there was a display, went and hung out the display or something like that. But I just didn't know. I've never spent any time in the arena for the whole weekend, and you did a lot of that, so I just kind of wanted to ask that question.
That's I love that question, and truthfully, I like, because I've always been the fly in, fly out, or drive in and drive out and do the hotel thing.
Yeah.
And now, when I was driving for Chris and stuff, of course we have the toter homes and did that. But when you're doing what we were doing when you have trucks and you're promoting your own shows, you're living it the whole week. There is no downtime. It's 7 days, 18 hours a day sometimes, where it just never stops.
Right. It's the truth, man. It really is.
But now with what I'm doing with X, where, I'm helping run the shows, I'm announcing, I just like I said, I wear a lot of different hats. Whatever they need that weekend, that's what I do. And so I like being the first one up in the morning. I'm usually, even if I got the track built Friday night, Saturday morning, I'm out there at like 6:30, 7 o'clock, just kicking dirt around with my feet, or, I might be able to make that a little bit better. And then I run through scenarios in my head to say, okay, if this happens, this is how I'm going to react, or, just so I can be at my best and at my peak, to give the best performance we can.
Right, exactly. And you pick up last night's show, this corner we had a lot of problems in this corner, or if you're doing a cert track, this corner really never did get tacky or anything like that, so you're always trying to improve it for the next one, and maybe fluff the cars up a little bit, because a lot of shows anymore, man, we're not lucky enough to get fresh cars for every show, and you got to reuse stuff and swap piles around and do all that stuff. And then plus it gives you a chance to get ahead of the end of the show weekend, where you got to clean up all the parts and stuff. And so you do that, and you throw all the stuff inside the cars and stuff. So there's a lot of things you can do to keep yourself busy, I guess, right?
Oh yeah. There's always trying to stay that one step ahead and try to make the next job easier, the next guy's job easier. So you're always trying to stay ahead of it, Sure. Now, what's the tour look like this year? How many shows
do you have on the books for this year? Do you know?
Oh, I really think we're going to be bigger than we were last year. We got more irons in the fire. We built a solid crew that just really started to click and come together this last year.
Uh-huh.
And so this year we get to kind of grab the bull by the horns and run. We're all not young men, so trying to figure out this whole social media thing's been kind of a learning curve, and it's been fun. So we're growing in that aspect so we can put out better content and get more interaction online. And so there's a lot of ways we're growing, and it's crazy to say that when it's a company that's been around for 40 years that we're stepping into a new era and it's growing again.
Right, exactly. Now, there's always that time when, at least there was when I was working full time, that, we had maybe 3, maybe 4 shows going on in one weekend. Who are some of your other announcers in the field?
Well, you got Jason Ellens off the East Coast. That guy is phenomenal.
Solid as a rock. Solid as a rock.
Yep, Jason's amazing, and like you brought up earlier, Tony jumps on the mic a lot, and he's really good. He's fun to watch. We got another West Coast guy that came through the WGAS camp. His name's Chris Huggett. We call him Chicken. He's got these tiny little bird legs, and it just stuck. Chicken.
Right.
He does a pretty decent job. He's learning a lot. He was one of those guys when he started out was intimidated having to run his own music and try to do the stopwatch and try to do all the other little things that you and I do. And he really caught his stride this year and started figuring it out. And so now he's grown and he's starting to have fun with it. I guess when you're first starting announcing, it's hard to get that smile out. Yeah. And that's what I kept trying to tell him. I said, dude, even if you don't want to smile, if you fake your smile, the crowd's going to feel that smile.
Guaranteed.
And so I started pounding him on that. I said, man, smile, bro, smile. Right. And then I'd start picking on him on the radio. So, nobody else can hear what I'm telling him. So I'd just start talking a little smack on the radio and get him giggling, and he would just explode. He would do really good.
Right.
So we got a good kid there, and we're trying out some new guys here and there that they have potential. We just got to see where they go with it.
Right. Well,
and I'm hoping that Roller gets to come to some of these. I kind of miss working with that guy.
Well, I know him a little bit. He's pretty cantankerous. He's a diva. He is
kind of a prick.
I love you, man. I do. You know what? That just makes me laugh. But no, dude, I'm serious, and I mean this too. And I know Tony knows I mean it. If the day happens and I have enough notice, and you guys need me at a show, I mean, I sure hope it would be a California show or so. I really am not a big fan of flying clear out to the East Coast, and because it's just always just such a drama to get there, man, from here and stuff. But I guess I'd help out wherever I could, and if I was needed, that you guys said, hey, dude, you got to be here, man. We need you. I guess I would definitely be there for you guys and help out. I got my Goombas on here, Anthony Agostino. I hope you're feeling better, cuz. But yeah, dude, I would come and help you guys, and I would love to. Sean Green had mentioned a little bit earlier of doing a reunion or something like in Lake Charles. But like I said, I'm not going to step on anybody's toes. But if I could go down there in a capacity where I could help. Do something and just be part of the show, it would be great to go back and do something like that. I always
like a dream of mine really with Roller is to we got all these trucks that we own now, and then we still hire some of the best teams in the world, and we really are all over the world, but we have a really strong West Coast presence, a really strong East Coast presence. It would be really fun to do like the old school Rocky Mountain Raceway setup where they did their own, an independent world finals, so to speak, and bring all these guys together, bring you and Jason in on the mic and maybe even a third just to do track floor. So you got 2 guys in the booth and a guy on the floor, and then you bring in the best track crew and just let us all play together. I think that would be one of the most epic events in the history of the sport, really, just because you had so much power there.
Well, I've always wanted to do that exact thing. I've always wanted to bring the best of the best trucks and the best of the best crew and the best of the best announcers, and just really just have what I mean. I always wanted Danny to do a Monster X Tour World Finals or something, where he brought in some people. Ed Beckley used to do one up in Pocatello and stuff like that. And I had a gentleman call me today, and he's got a 20 truck show that he does, and that's 20 trucks, dude. And he does it once a year, and we're talking about people like Bounty Hunter and Jimmy Cretin and people like that do this show for him. And I have a prior commitment this year, and I can't do it, but I'm all in and helping him out because number one, he's a long-time friend, and I would jump in there and help him anytime I could. So I just want to, I like doing the big deal where the best of the best is there. I don't mind doing the small ones, but I want the ones where there's so much action. Like when we had the A team on the West Coast, and we had Rockstar, and we had what's
California Kid,
California Kid, but he raced for Monster Jam. In fact, I can't reach back there, but he's out of California. It has a yellow Donald Ependendio.
Oh, heck yeah, Titan.
Titan. And you have those guys. We had an A World Finals in Hawaii. G would be rocking. That would be the baddest. I swear, I would be all in for something like that, man. That would just be the ultimate to go do something like that. But when we had that A team on the West Coast, dude, there wasn't a show that we didn't do that when we were done, we were like, damn. That was a badass show, man. That was the most and we used to do it at the Speedway there in Chico, and that was a great show, man. One year we built them where they were jumping over the top of each other, and it was a figure 8 track, and oh man, we just used to do so much because there was so much room, and you get crazy people out there like Payne and Donald and those guys, and you get 3 or 4 trucks doing a freestyle at once. That's it, man. It's better than stepping on baby chickens, and I'm sorry to all the PETA folks out there. That's badass. That's some monster trucking right there, man. That's true monster trucking at its finest. When you get guys out there like Dan Runty and those guys, and Larry Swim, and they all used to run at one time. Oh man, it was just. And you've had those shows. You know what it's like.
Oh man, it's unbelievable. You, like you said, you leave the show and you're done. You're just like, holy crap, that was probably one of the best things I've ever been involved with. And then you do it again the next weekend, and it's like, man, we're on to something here.
Yeah.
And I think Monster X is on the cusp of being right there again. I think we have all the right pieces in place. It's just putting it all together to make it work right, and we're right there.
Right. Gee, I know you're on here still, and if you do something like that in Hawaii and you don't call me, I swear I'm coming to Phoenix, man, and we're going to wrestle, man. We're going to Indian leg wrestle like you've never Indian leg wrestled before, because that would be the ultimate to do, man. I would be in heaven because I would be with my brothers, and we just all get to hang out. And of course, I've never been to Hawaii, but just to go at that Aloha Stadium and do what I mean, kind of a stadium show. Oh, that would be the ultimate, man. I could say that I had completed my life as far as a monster truck announcer, man, for sure.
And like you said, like the big shows, it fills your heart up. But man, you and I, we ground our teeth on these little shows,
yes.
And I guarantee you and I both have friends, lifelong friends, that we met at these little tiny towns.
Guaranteed, man. Guaranteed. Do. I mean, still to this day, I do. That's That's a given right there for sure, man. Because without those kind of friends, what would you do, man? I mean, they just you pick up right where you left off. That year you're done. And Chico was that way. When you're done, you say goodbye, and then the next year you pick up, and it's the same dudes, same thing, and it's just a lot of fun, man. You're so right. And I always told everybody, they were like, "Well, Roller, why don't you do the big stadium shows?" I said, "Because those stadium shows cost a lot of money. They cost a lot of money to rent that stadium." I said, "But we are the best at putting on a monster truck spectacular in a hockey arena." I said, "There's nobody better than us." And that's the truth. And I still believe that to this day, that Monster X Tour puts on the best show in a hockey arena, hands down. With the dashboards up and stuff.
Right. And well, you got to think, you guys paved the way for doing that. You were there when they tried the rubber strips up to the car.
Monster trucks on ice. Yes.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that is absolutely batshit crazy, and it almost worked.
Well, and thank God we had Jess Berge. Jess, I don't know if you ever knew Jess.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Jess was this huge mountain man, and he was in charge of doing that. And he'd come in and, I automatically need 4 more inches of ice on this floor, and he'd take those conveyor belts and manhandle them around and lag bolt them into the ground. But it never failed, man. A monster truck's going to do what a monster truck does when you hit a car. It's not a perfect thing. You can't tell that monster truck, you got to go over this car perfect and land on that mat over on the other side. And no, boy, they get out there on that ice and they slide right into the dasher boards. And I would imagine a dasher board is more than $2,500 a pop now. They used to be about
double that for the cheap ones.
Yeah, they used to be about $2,500. But Jesse used to go over there and he'd look at it and go, "Oh, shit, I can fix that. Don't worry about it." And I've watched him get chains out of his truck and get a big cheater pipe and actually take and just put a chain on those and straighten them. Where the building people are like, "Yeah, that'll work. That's fine. That's not a problem. That's good." And you're like, at any other show, we would have had to been replacing dasher boards and stuff like that. But it was all the key people involved. But yeah, Monster Trucks on Ice was a crazy deal, dude. It was really, really crazy for sure.
Well, and it's awesome that you guys got to do that. It paved the way for what we're doing today. And you're right. Monster X is one of the best, and they're innovative. They're always trying something new and trying a different idea. A lot of times, I think you guys are probably the ones that started the Coke syrup on a concrete floor. That's nobody would have thought it. You just don't think about that kind of stuff.
That was a Stanley Torgerson deal, man. Stanley, and you had to use Coca-Cola. You couldn't use it. And now I think they say you can use Sprite, but Coca-Cola syrup was the best. And what if you did a Coke syrup show? My God, you might as well just throw your clothes away and your shoes and everything because it was just nasty. But
yeah, you got to tie your shoes tight because they're coming off.
There have been many a time I go out walking and all of a sudden I'm like, "Oh, where's my sock at? Well, where's the hell's my shoe at?" And you look behind you and there it is, man. It's stuck right there on the track for sure. But there's just some good times that we did. I can remember we did Cardinal Stadium for the very time. We were working for AMP then, and we were the very first monster truck show to go into the new Cardinal Stadium. And we go there, and we're there a week early, and we're having media day. And I mean, this is a full-blown production, man. And I'm going to get to work with my idol, Army Armstrong. I mean, I remember working with, watching Army Armstrong when I was a kid, doing the tractor pulls and the motorcycle flat track racing, and then the monster trucks and stuff like that. And I get to work with this man. So, I mean, this is a cool deal. But we're at the media day one day, and they had us going around to these different stations, and it was different film companies and stuff like that, and they were asking questions and stuff. And I was doing an interview, and this one guy goes, what is the next big thing in the monster truck industry? And I said, the monster truck industry is growing and growing all the time. I said, and this is back when we didn't have the trucks like we have today, you know. And I said, you know, I would think that probably some crazy person is probably going to try to do a backflip or something. And I was just guessing, you know. I said, that'll probably be the next big thing right there. And sure enough, about a year and a half, Larry Quick, man, gets out there in Ghost Rider and bam, does a backflip, you know, and now backflips are nothing. Now they're doing stoppies and all kinds of stuff, man. It's amazing how it's changed so much, even from that time, and that wasn't that long ago, man.
Right. Oh, it's definitely changed a lot. Even tires, they're, you know, it's the science is getting thicker and thicker in it, and you know, for me, it's kind of past my pay grade. When I was in monster trucks, it was just a lot more knit and grit. You know, you just got in there and got it done and build what you could and put it back together the way you could. Now there's a lot more to it, because these trucks want to perform in a certain way. You got to drive them a certain way, where, you know, you just drove the hell out of a truck before. Now you got to drive it hard, but you got to drive it the right way to get those stoppies, you know, and to get the slap wheelies. Slap wheelies back in the day were easy because you built your truck for it.
Right.
Now these guys actually they really have to work hard and get the right angle on their jump to get a slap wheelie. So it's definitely always evolving and always getting better and bigger. You know, you got Lee O'Donnell, 7 years ago or whatever, did the front flip in the World Finals by accident. Well, now they're trying to recreate that all the time now.
Right, exactly. And you know, dude, as a track builder, I mean, I helped with a few tracks and stuff like that, and never really physically went in and this is my track and this is that. I always helped Woody or somebody like that, you know, do the track deal and stuff. But as a track builder, the jumps, the bumps and all that other stuff. Hell, we put 5 cars in a row, build a ramp up to them, and there you go. And that's your track. You know, you're going to do whatever, straight line racing, you're going to do J course, and you're going to do freestyle. But now you have to build a jump that allows these people to do the tricks that they're doing, and that's another thing that you have to get creative as a track builder to be able to do.
Oh, for sure. And then, you know, you want to be able to set these trucks up to where they don't have to work hard to get those big those big tricks. So if you build it right, you know, you're popping them up in the air and they're getting that sky wheelie, you know, and they're able to set it down and roll right into the stoppie. You know, you're constantly, for me anyway, I'm constantly learning and I'm constantly trying something new, you know, so you might put 4 or 5 different angles on one dirt pod, and these guys are hitting it, you know, a bunch of different ways. So even the track building is growing and always changing.
Guaranteed, man. Guaranteed, you know. And it's amazing that we've gotten away from using cars. It's a better cleanup. It helps the arena people, because especially if you have arena that's a multi-use arena with horse people and stuff, because they're the worst. They are the worst. Like, yep.
No comment.
Here is an eraser-size piece of metal that could have went into $100,000 horse's hoof. And they're right. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking them, but it's just like I can't get all that out. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. But now that, you know, still use a few big tires and stuff like that, but the center pods and different things like that. It's just a lot better for cleanup and just a lot better for everything, really.
It really is. It really is. And when we do get blessed and we get into some cars, even the car jumps are getting more creative. You know, we're standing them up on end, doing the jammer stacks, and you're doing a few different variations of the jammers. I built one this year for the first time. It was a jammer stack, but it was off the end of a tabletop where they could get their stoppie off of it.
Right.
So it's always fun to try that new stuff where, you know, we've always hit them broadside. Sometimes now we're turning them sideways where you're hitting them front to back. And it's fun just to be able to change it up and build almost anything now, because these trucks can handle it.
And they're doing this new deal now called, what's it, bicycling or something like that, where they get up on 2 wheels and drive around the arena?
Yep, yeah, that's really coming around. So you always try to give them a good little lip off something that gives them a good open range that they can do that. And then like Shane Plato, man, that kid, we built him a ramp this year up for a stoppie, and he must have run it out for 200 feet and then ran it back again. It was insane.
Yeah, exactly. Well, dude, I tell you what, man. It's 8:50, if you can believe that, and
Holy
and
moly.
and I just knew that this would be a good one. I didn't want you to. At first, there, I was like, I'm going to have to throw an anchor around him because he's telling his whole life story here in 10 minutes, and then we're going to have to start doing the Twinkie dance or something to keep this thing rolling, man. But you fell right into the groove. We got to know you better by how we did the show. I believe myself. You opened up more, and man, you're welcome on this show at any time, brother. You're always welcome back, and I'm not going to build you another song, though. I'm sorry.
No, man, I appreciate you. I thank you for having me on. I mean, I know there's a ton of guys out there that will probably put on a better show, so I'm just
No.
thankful you can be on here.
No, that's not the truth. I'm going to stop you right there. That's not the truth, because each show is its own story. Okay? It doesn't matter who it is. Each show is its own story, and it's how the two people that are telling the story interact with each other to make it a good production. I mean, that's all it is, dude. And I think we nailed this one, just like we nailed Amber's, just like I nailed Brent Arnold's, and all the other stuff. I mean, I think everybody has a story to tell, and everybody wants to tell their story. It's just how can the two people that are talking about the story get it out in the open to where people can really sit back in their chair and enjoy it. And I think that's
Man,
what it
I
is.
had a blast, Roller. I would come back anytime at all. And man, I'm actually excited. I might not get along with him very well. We have our own little beef, but I'm excited to see your next show on Wednesday with Robert French. He's a good dude. He's been in the monster truck industry for a long time.
For a long time.
So I hope you guys have a good time. He's going to be a good interview, and like I said, him and I have our thing, but he's going to be a great interview for you.
And we're not. I'm not going to let the show get into that. I mean,
No, I don't want to.
I wouldn't let you get into whatever. That's you guys' beef. That's nothing to do with the show. I don't want to know anything about it. But there's been times that I've done shows with the Frenchmen, and we've had a lot of times together during shows that we did good shows together, man. So that's what we're going to talk about, and it's going to be a good time. I mean, I'm just not going to let it go there. I'm not going to let that go with anybody. I don't care who it is. We're not going to be bringing up bad dirt on this show. This is not. This
Oh,
is
for
not,
sure.
This is
And
not what this show's about.
that's my rope out to Rob French to bury the hatchet, because I really don't have time to hold on to anything. So Robert French, have a great show. We'll see you down the road, bro.
That's it, man. That's it. Well, dude, you have a great season. Maybe we'll get to work together sometime this year. G, thank you for being on the show, man. Bog and Racer, I appreciate you guys hanging out. Carter, you're here every week. And everybody else that's in the room tonight, man. Thank you very much. All you folks in the audience up here, Taylor, you got to see these stands that I got, all these seating I got in here. I can probably fit 3,000 or 4,000 people in this basement. And I owe a big liquor bill. I can already see him over there with the calculator going, all right, he bought so many rounds, and this is what it's about. So, Val, what the heck?
Well, that's what I was wondering when you said you had Ronnie and you had Sammy in the studio with you.
I did,
I
dude.
couldn't imagine how much whiskey you guys went through.
It was just a lot of fun, man. I'm just going to go there, okay? Because it was. I mean, I just I think the world of the Sturgises, man. I really do. They were great entertainers, and I would do anything in the world for them if they. And when Ronnie died, man, I was just bummed out, man. And then we lost Terry Keel. And he was a big tough trucker here in Colorado that was always there helping us out and stuff like that. And it's just good memories like that I can say that, yes, I had the world famous Sammy Sturgis and Ronnie Sturgis here in my house, and we did monster. They took the time to come clear down from way up past Denver to come and do the show here, man. And I'll never forget it, man. I'll never forget it. And I owe them everything for that. I really do.
Yeah, same here, man. They got me started, and I will forever love them. yeah, you can't ask for a better group of people.
That's the truth, man. Well, dude, have a safe time. Call me, guys, if you need me. Just give me. Please don't call me on Thursday and say, "Hey, I need you tomorrow." I mean,
Hey, we already booked your flight.
I've already. I might be able to pull it off, but I mean, this deal takes a lot of prep, and I would definitely have to maybe not have a show that week or something like that, or something. So I'll help.
Maybe you do it. We do it on the road.
Well, that would be something, wouldn't it? That would be something.
That'd be fun.
I could always do it on my phone. I don't have to have all this lighting to make me look so cute.
I got a flashlight on my telephone.
Dude, if this wasn't a family-friendly show, I'd tell you what to do, okay? T, I love you like a brother, man. I mean it. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. I'm going to do a couple of songs, and then I'm going to get out of here because I got a busy week already, so we'll go from there. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being on Pedal to the Metal, and you guys look for us again on Wednesday, and we will have Rob the Flying Frenchman on the 14th. We got Ed Beckley from Checkered Flag Productions on the 18th. We got Scott Chisholm on the 21st. We got B.J. Johnson from the Gas Monkey Garage Car from Feld Monster Jam on the 25th. And then we got our Elvis impersonator, baby, Tim Dudley on the 28th, man. So we're booking more and more. We're trying to stay out ahead so that everybody can tune in to some great entertainment. And I ain't done yet, man. I got a long list of people. And we already talked to... I need you to talk to those guys and get them on the show, too. I want to book some dates with some of the guys from the Monster X Tour, too, the drivers and stuff. Jason Ellens, I got to get him on and stuff like that. So I got a lot of people to get on the show, and we got a lot of dates to fill.
All right, brother. I love you. Peace out.
Love you, too, bro. Have a good one. Be safe. You guys have a good night. If you'd like to stick around for a minute, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do, let's see here. Let's go back here and see what. Let's just do. Oh no, that we play that one a lot. When I can start saying that. Let's just do something off the Black Tie Soul song. Okay, this is Vader Prowls. This is about a '71 Buick Riviera right here. Vader Prowls the Night. We'll be back here in a minute on Pedal to the Metal. Thanks, T.
Back in 1982, yeah, you saw that dream come true. When that boat tail caught his heart, midnight black and shining new. Lou was on a trunk, yeah, that year was 101. Subtle but so clean, that kind of beauty can't be undone. Black leather seats and the floor, a touch of luxury and fire. From the moment he turned that key, that Riviera stirred his desire. And when that 455 starts humming, you can hear temptation coming. 'Cause they're proud in the night, rolling slow under street lights. Deep black pearl paint so clean, floating smooth like a midnight dream. Black on black, oh, what a sight. Yeah, made of proud in the night. Yeah. Side marker delete, smooth nose with that big grill. Black and bumpers front and rear, that's intimidation on wheels. Air ride gliding low, shifting automatic ease. When he hits that boulevard, the world drops to its knees. Billet specialty spinning, 18s up front, 20s in the back, every curve and every line, screaming Riviera attack. And when the bass line starts to shake, you'll feel the whole town awake, baby. 'Cause they're proud in the night, rolling slow under street lights. Deep black pearl paint so Ranger king on the highway, no one drives it like the makeup. Ooh, he built it, he loved it, it became a part of his life. And every mile they traveled cut the darkness like a knife. Yeah. Cruising timeless, heavy is the crown. Every night out knows when Vader's around. Vader prowls in the night like a panther ready to bite. Deep black pearl paint under neon glow. There ain't another ride stealing the show. For 40 plus years their bond is tied. Yeah, Vader prowls in the night. Yeah, Vader prowls in the night. Yeah, Vader prowls, oh, in the night. Yeah, Vader prowls. Let you know there are cruisers and then there are legends. Some cars were built and some were born. And for the night owl crew, there's only one king of the boulevard. That 71 boat tail Riviera, deep black pearl paint, gliding on air, prowling the streets like it owns a dog. 40 plus years, same driver, same dream, still turning heads, still ruling the night. Oh, so when you hear that rumble and feel that midnight wind, oh, just know the king has arrived. Oh, long live Vader, king of the night
That was Vader Prowls in the Night, guys. Our next song up here is about a 55 Ford T-Bird called Black Beauty. We'll be right back to say goodbye and good night here on Pedal to the Metal.
Oh, yeah, yeah. She rode out of Pomona, California, a 1955 Thunderbird, raven black under that desert sun, tuxedo leather wrapped around temptation, 2 seats made for lovers, riding one-on-one, long sleek hood like a midnight promise, short rear deck with a heartbreak smile, chrome jet bullets in the front keep shining. Now she runs through Colorado in that soul smooth style. Wasn't just a car, she was confidence on wheels. Every mile she drove, somebody's heart would feel. Black beauty, turning every head on every street she glides. Black beauty, luxury and power sitting side by side. From the Hollywood hills at night to the Colorado sky, she was built for romance and racing both at the same time. Oh, Black Beauty, America learned how a star should shine. Yeah, 292 V8 with 198 horses, Ford-O-Matic, ready to run. Lowered front end with custom wheels rolling. She didn't compete, she already won. From California boulevards to Colorado show-light, she still steals the scene every time her tires meet the ground. She saved her makeup with style and glory, started a fire only legends can pass around. She was elegance and muscle, the perfect kind of wrong. Every engine note sounded like a soul sweet song. Black beauty, turning every head on every street she'd glide. Black beauty, luxury and power sitting side by side. From the Hollywood hills at night to the Colorado sky, she was built for romance and racing both at the same time. Oh, black beauty, America learned how a star should shine. Oh, now she plays in Colorado, on those high-mile drives. Musicians, movie kings, public figures, stars, all wanted that feeling of living above the bar. But she never needed fame, she gave it away. If you drive Black Beauty, you belong in the Hall of Fame. Smooth cruising in the Rockies on a Saturday night, heartbeat shifting, two souls tangled in a dash line. Black Beauty, turning every head on every street she glides. Black Beauty, luxury and power sitting side by side. From the Hollywood hills at night to the Colorado sky, she was built for romance and racing both at the same time. Oh, Black Beauty, forever and ever you shine. Oh, raven black, tuxedo dream, romance and speed in perfect harmony. California born, Colorado royalty. Hey there. Oh, oh, hey.
Black Beauty. Well, Taylor, if you're still on, and Tony, if you're still on, I just thought of a great idea, man. If we did Hawaii, we could do Pedal to the Metal. We could let people tune in that can't make it to the show in Hawaii and let them see the show live as it's going on from right there from Pedal to the Metal. And I could do my show over there, and we could just make it all happen, man. If you guys are interested, we ought to sit down and maybe talk about doing something like that. So once again, guys, I appreciate you very much. Thank you for everything that you've done for me. I'd like to thank Boggin Racer for helping me take this show to the next level. I'd like to thank Lee and Shane Plato for helping me getting the listeners that their show created. I'd like to thank Amber Skywalker for helping me. Just everybody that's been on the show. You know, it's just been great so far. And I just considered a big favor, and I just thank you guys for everything that you've done for me. So we'll see you again on Wednesday. Make sure you tune in with Rob French, the Flying Frenchman, and we'll talk and see what's been happening with Twisted Dragon. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, this here is Roller, and we out of here. Peace out.
All right, everyone, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Pedal to the Metal. I want to send out a huge thank you to each and every one of you for tuning in and supporting the show. I also want to thank all of our amazing sponsors. You're the ones that help keep the wheels turning, and we truly appreciate you. Be sure to join us every Wednesday and Sunday. We kick things off with music at 6 p.m. each night. And the full show starts at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Until next time, keep the pedal down, heads high, and we'll see you at the next show.